you doing, KD?
Shalom, Lisa. How you? I'm doing fine. How are you?
I ain't seen you in ages. Where have you been?
the plant. Been working hard. I've been back on. Been working hard again. They got me doubling up. I got two gigs right now. It's hard finding time for stuff like this.
Yeah, I can imagine. How's everybody in the chat? Shalom, family. It's good to see everybody here. So we got KD and hopefully LVZ and True Royal will be here soon. Here's LVZ. Here's the great LVZ.
What's going on, family? Family, what's happening?
All right. How are
Hey,
you?
what's up, Easy?
I'm good. I'm good on this Sunday, just chilling, hanging out. I just finished talking about Kyrie getting traded to
Yeah,
Dallas. So
I got my
that,
video coming out on that tomorrow.
yeah, he's out there with Mark Cuban. Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out there smoking Cubans.
Yeah, no, you said it right the first time. Yeah, you said it right the first time. So we got a lot of topics to cover. Man, we got a lot to talk about. I can't believe how many things have happened since the last time we came back together.
Yeah, and I said it. I said, "Watch." You said, "Who knows?" I said, "Yeah, it is stuff will keep happening, and we're gonna
Mhm.
have a lot to say."
Yeah, yeah, trust me. I got some good topics that we're going to cover tonight. And look, y'all, it is probably impossible to touch on everything, but we will touch on some things. Hi, Ricky DD. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. All right, y'all. All right. So the only one we're missing is True Royal. So hopefully she'll show up along the way. If not, then we got this. Don't we always have it?
We got her back. We got her back.
All right. All right, y'all. We gonna touch on some really good things. Let me see if I can get this up and running. All right. So we got reparations and we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. If you can see the screen, give me a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Give me a 1 if you can see the screen, because I don't want to get started and then people telling me you don't see nothing or there's no sound. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. All right. All right. KD and LVZ. Florida bans the AP African American Studies, but all of the other courses, European studies, Asian studies, Hispanic study, all those are fine. But African American studies, it's banned in Florida. So now I did read a couple of days ago, they made revisions to it, but still haven't heard anything about it being approved. So as of now, it's still banned. So tell me, what do you think?
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, "Man, Ron the supremacist. He strikes again."
Mm-hmm.
He took his Klan hood off and he put his suit on for enough seconds to throw a press conference to say, Look, not only do I hate black people, I hate black people so much. I don't even want you to learn that a lot of the reasons why a lot of us are even here, a lot of you guys in Florida are even here, is because of black people. We don't want you to learn that. That's illegal. We like our people redneck, ignorant hicks down here in the good old state of Florida. If you don't, we ain't teaching you nothing. Now, ironically, I hear a lot of dumb people say, well, you know what? I heard Luke say this. So consider the source from
Mm,
Two Live Crew
mhm.
say, well, this is a good thing what he doing because now it's going to force us to teach our kids at home. First of
Well,
all,
you've been
asshole,
doing that all along, right?
thank you. And second of all, you jackass, my tax dollars pay for these kids to go to school. The least you can do if you're going to take my money and still give me a chokehold and pepper spray, at least in this bullshit Euro curriculum you give them, you could at least give them a few weeks of learning about somebody that looks like them in this prejudice
Right,
ass
and
state.
let's not even lose sight. A lot of the history that we get taught that's very European, the vast majority of that history are lies. A lot of their
Exactly.
history is just a bunch of made up lies. How many times have we heard certain things in their history, and then when we go and look it up, it's like contrary to what we've learned?
Right. But see, again, that was gonna be my next point, sis. At least you just brought it up. It at least inspires you to learn more because when you see you learn half of the history, you want to search more. Well, if you take out Black history as a whole, then it's no precursor. So your kid doesn't come home and say something like, Harriet Tubman freed the slaves with a bunch of nice white people on the Underground Railroad. How was the train underground? And then you got to explain to the kids, no, it wasn't a railroad. It wasn't a bunch of nice white people. And this is what happened. It's an introductory course into what you teach them at home. It makes your job just a step easier. And I think that's the least they can do since they're using my tax dollars.
Right. Right. Now, remember, he said there's no educational value. Well, if that's the case, then it couldn't be no educational value to learning their history, because no matter how you see it, their history, white history in this country and black history are connected, whether you like it or not. So if there's no educational value in learning black history, then there couldn't possibly be no value in learning theirs.
Damn
Hold up,
right.
hold
You
up.
didn't.
I mean, how
Okay.
is it possible that theirs got value and ours don't, but our history is completely intertwined?
I'm sitting there like, hold up, hold up. Isn't this the same fool that banned our people from the islands to not come into Florida?
Oh no,
And now
him and Trump, like LVC said, all they were missing the hood when they were
Mhm.
screaming about those Haitians coming here. That was when Donald Trump was still in office, and both him and Ron DeSantis were going off about them Negroes all coming over here. They didn't want them.
and
Exactly.
not just the supremacists, but ain't all of these so-called Caucasian Caucasoid motherfuckers sitting up here trying to tie 1619 to so-called bullshit CRT? Because that's what I've been hearing for the past 3 years. I'm like,
Yeah,
how is 1619 tied to this bullshit
yeah,
critical race theory when it has
but
nothing to do
but
with it?
but you know what?
But KD,
Thank you for bringing that up. I want to make this point. They are running around screaming about CRT, but let's be real, they're 100% responsible for CRT even existing. Okay?
yep,
I mean, think about it. They are 100% responsible for CRT even existing.
exactly. Because if you don't have racist systems and continue to perpetuate them, people don't have to learn about how systemic racism affects a group of people,
or
and what you would have to
institutionalized
do.
racism. Yeah. Yeah, or
Exactly. People.
institutionalized racism. They are
Exactly.
100% responsible and they're the ones screaming about it. I mean, does this even
Right.
make sense?
That's what I
But
was
I
about to
gotta,
say, Lisa.
but I gotta
I
sit
was about
up
to say,
here. But I gotta sit up here and let so-called 17, everything about 1776 gets shoved down my throat. But I can't learn about the great history of my own people.
Yeah,
Come
but
on,
we
man.
look,
are,
Kate.
but you know what, KD? It's fake what they're doing. Because wouldn't we be part of 1776 as well?
Oh, you are. They tell you a part. Hey, look, a nigger got shot. What was the nigger's name? Christmas Addicts. All right, that was it, and that was it for the rest of you niggas. It doesn't matter. You weren't there after that. See, white folk, if you ain't want to learn about niggas, you shouldn't have kidnapped us.
Right. And if you
You
didn't
you
want to
look,
know
you don't
about,
want to learn about niggas.
if you
Yeah,
didn't want to, right, and if you don't want your kids to learn CRT, then you should not have created that in the first place.
exactly.
I
You
mean, that
don't want
all
to
came
learn
from
about niggas.
y'all. And then you're complaining about a history that 100% came from your people. I mean, it's just laughable, the whole thing.
Look, you know what? Watch this. I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. You know, a black man created ice cream. That's critical race theory. You can't
Yeah,
learn that in Florida.
right.
You can't learn that in
I
Florida.
mean,
That's
man, it's easy, man. They gonna scream that about every damn thing we did, no matter how great it was. Not as they new go to now.
no.
Yeah.
I seen a video with an actual library in Florida with no books in it because they took all the books out of the school library to inspect them to make sure it wasn't nothing about no niggas in it.
Yeah. Well,
No book.
Ricky DD, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah. I mean, I want y'all to all think about that. So if you do teach history, when you teach CRT, make sure your kids know that they are 100% responsible for CRT even existing. All right. Just thought I would throw that in. I mean,
Exactly.
they're the ones that came up with all these institutions. They came up with the black codes. They came up with mass incarceration. They came up with the crime bill that Joe Biden, he implemented on our people, the crack epidemic. They're responsible for all of the CRT that's going on, right? And
Yeah,
they're the
because
ones
that's
complaining
exactly what they're
about it.
studying. Yeah, and you mad that we studying what you did. You shouldn't have did the shit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, I just think the whole thing is hilarious with them running around making a complete fool of themselves. For
You know
real.
what I think this is? Deep down, Lisa, I think this is another instance of fear. It's like they don't want the kids to know how great and supreme we used to be and still is to some extent. They don't want the kids tapping into that. I'm talking about our kids. I think it's a deeper fear going on. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I
I
mean, it
seriously
is.
disagree. I don't think it's about our kids. I think it's
But
about
I
their
think,
kids.
yeah, it's about their kids. If you notice, whenever CRT comes up, there's never any mention about anybody else's child being impacted by it. All they want you to know is white kids are going to be impacted by it. So they're letting you know right up front, they don't care about anybody else's kid. You think our kids feel good about knowing we were out on plantations, chained up, lynched, beaten, and just tortured? You think, and fed to alligator? You think our kids feel good about that? You think our kids don't feel a certain way? But they're not concerned about anybody else's child, just theirs. That's why when you hear it in the news, all they talk about, well, white kids might feel this and white kids might, well, you would think white kids were the only ones in the school system the way they talk.
Right. If you
You would
think
think no
about how
other kid is there.
exactly, Lisa, that's a beautiful point. If you think about it, KD, when they always talk about it, they always say, well, you're gonna make white kids feel like they're oppressors. Well, the motherfuckers were. Well, you're gonna make them feel like they come from a legacy of slavery. Well, the motherfuckers do. So, but they never say, "Well, hey, we shouldn't teach this because it's gonna make the black kids feel bad."
No,
KD, they
they
don't
don't.
give a fuck. Yeah,
They
they don't
don't
give a
care about our children.
yeah. They look at it like this: how the niggers know this anyway? But if we don't teach our kids, they're gonna say, "Huh? Where'd you learn that? That's not true." And how many times have you ran across that on the internet, KD?
Yeah, and
I
how
don't
many
know,
times have
good
we been
20
able to
times a
shut them?
day.
Yeah, that's true. But LVZ, how many times have we ever been able to shut them down on that mess too?
Oh no, I'm saying all the time, but they don't mind their kids being ignorant as long as they're consistently ignorant.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, whenever there's discussion of CRT in the news, the only mention about children they make are white children. You would think the way they talk, there are no other children in the school system other than theirs.
It ain't to them. They
You know,
told you.
you
They
think
telling
nobody
you
else
that
should live
now.
but
Look,
them.
all you need to know is that Mary had a little lamb and her fleece was white as snow.
Mm-mm.
That's all they want you to know. He's a good little Negro. He knows that Mary had a little lamb and her fleece was white as snow, and his black ass better not touch Mary, or his black ass is gonna go straight to jail. Ha 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 ha. Hey, that's what they teaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. KD, did you hear about the HBCU coach that was trying to bring in a white quarterback that was rapping the N word? Did you
Oh,
hear
that
about that
shit was
story?
that shit right there, Lisa, was so damn sickening. I'm like, with all the shit that's going on with the HBCUs and the lack of transparency and everything, you go turn around and do this.
He got
I mean,
dragged.
dude was screaming the N word in his runs, and you go bring him in.
Yeah, but KD, you know what? He was going to go through with the whole thing, put an offer on the table for I think his name was Marcus Stokes. Put an offer. The only reason why it got pulled is because this coach, Quinn Gray, got dragged. He got annihilated by people, especially on social media. So when he saw that, he backed off. But he literally put an offer on the table for this white quarterback to come to an HBCU to play.
I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. They gonna sit here and put an offer on the table for this
Yes.
racist quarterback, but F around and pull the one from Ed Reed? That
Yeah,
just shows you how backwards they're thinking.
you got plenty of black high school players that can be a quarterback. And my thing is, why were all of them overlooked for this kid?
Because
I don't get these administrations, man. It's like they not thinking at all. I mean, you gonna
I'm
pull Ed
telling you.
Reed, but let this one get put on the damn table.
Yeah.
Sickening.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead,
Let me tell.
LVZ.
I'm gonna tell you why Tyrone just said it was a bad comedy skit. He was sitting back. That black administrator was talking to his white wife, and, and she said, "You should give the guy a chance because he'll get the kids fired up when he said, all right, niggas, let's go.' The kids will be ready to play for him. He'll get the kids fired up when he get them in the huddle and say, oh, I don't want you niggas to pay attention." So I think that's why they thought to give him a scholarship. Come on now. Don't we know that the biggest Sambos is the HBCU?
You
Let's
ain't
be
never
honest.
lie. You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie.
I'm gonna be real honest, man. I'm gonna be real honest, VZ. It's like after this Air Reed stuff didn't open up, now I really see it for what it is—a bunch of NAACP coons.
See, look, this is the only reason I'm upset with you, KD, my brother, that it took Ed Reed. You know what it took for me? I'm gonna tell you what it took for me, KD.
Well,
Rachel
you pay more attention
Dolezal
than
went to it.
the people
Hold
out
up, listen. Rachel Dolezal went to an HBCU. That's it. Enough said. We keep forgetting. Rachel Dolezal went to an HBCU. Kamala Harris went to an HBCU.
Yeah, you would never know she did. you would never
Hey,
know she did.
we acted like these joints ain't turned out some of the biggest Sambos we'd ever seen.
Yeah. And they have, you know. But yeah, that's the only reason why he backed off. He caught hell from the public and from people on social media. So he had to take that offer off the table. You know?
Lisa Stephen A. Smith went to a HBCU.
Yeah, I know the whitest black man on TV went to an HBCU. Yes, you know, I do know that.
See, and I'm trying to tell you, he would have made this. And KD, Lisa, True Royal, I see you get the True Royal need the link. I see y'all that y'all know damn well Stephen A would have signed that man. Oh, get him right now. I don't care. Everybody, this is America. He needs a second chance. We need to give that boy so he can throw some touchdowns to black kids. This Stephen A gonna pull this card. What would I would hate for people to judge me off of what I said when I was 17, 18, 19, 22 years old.
True Royal, check your email. I just sent it to you. Check your
I'm
email.
telling you. So think about the white colleges wouldn't even give him another scholarship, and these coons couldn't wait
Yeah.
to get this boy. He needs a second chance to call black people nigger. They need a second chance.
You know what? That coach should have been chewed the hell out. I mean, what the hell was he thinking?
Yeah, he said it was. He said it was bad judgment on his part.
Bad judgment, my ass. I mean, the dude sung 2 N-words in the damn song, and you, man, come on.
KD, Lisa, bad judgment. Let me tell you what bad judgment is. Going for it on 4th and 8. That's bad judgment. Bad judgment is putting your slowest guy at wide receiver. That's bad judgment. This was cooning. This what this was right here.
Yeah,
This was bad judgment. No, this was cooning,
he
nigga.
put on his hat on. That's what he did. Put on his fucking Sambo hat on.
That's Royal, what it was.
True Royal, welcome to the panel. How are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, man. What's happening?
I'm having a few little issues behind the scenes. I'm trying to rectify it.
Okay.
All right. So, let me see. I'll put myself on mute until I get it taken care of.
Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. Now, you would have to be living under a rock if you haven't heard about Tyre Nichols and everything that has been going on in that situation. So, since his murder, several people have come forward to say those same cops beat on them as well. In fact, I got about 2 different stories with different people that said they had encounters with those same cops, and those same cops did very similar things to them, but they didn't die. So now this man that you're looking at on the screen is a community. He's one of those watch people within the community. And he said they've been in fear of these cops for the longest in that community. I mean, those black cops have terrorized that community that Tyre Nichols live in. And that's not a shabby looking community. I don't know if any of you got a chance to look at that community. Those houses are halfway decent. So
yes, they are.
Like,
I noticed
it's not
that
like, huh?
I said, yes, they are. I noticed that too.
Yeah, it's not a ran down community. It's actually a pretty nice, predominantly black suburban community. But they were being terrorized by that Scorpion unit of cops. And there's a lot of stories coming up. And I'm sure when the trial comes, you're going to hear about some of these people if they allowed them to speak during the trial, what those cops did to other people in that community as well. How you doing, True Royal?
I'm better now, Lisa. I'm good. Everything's good
Okay.
behind the scenes.
What
Excuse me for being late.
I want you to jump in on this one
Oh,
because
okay, I'm
the
listening.
neighborhood that Tyree Nichols were from, they were saying that they were literally being terrorized by those cops that killed him. And now more and more of them within that community are speaking out. I don't know if you had a chance to, read about that or anything, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been staying on top of it quite heavily. And yes, I first and foremost, I did notice that the neighborhood, the houses seem decent housing. The houses. So that kind of threw me off a little bit, believe it or not. And I knew that people were more than willing to come forth because I on my backup channel about 2 years ago, I did a story sort of similar where there was a older black cop that was beating the hell out of black folks in the neighborhood. And it just turned out that one of my subscribers had an encounter with this black cop. And this black guy killed him in the convenience store. And then the white cops came to, further terrorize the neighborhood. Like they cared so much about this black cop. He had beat the hell out of his wife, got kicked off the force, got put back on the force. And then they came and threatened me openly. They came and threatened me. So none of this surprises me. None of this surprises the royal family because they've been, when it comes to so-called our own, they've been doing this in the neighborhood. I keep saying we in the age of exposure. All of this has to be exposed. And I know some of the, any of the bloggers, they're upset that, oh, this is a damper on the black community and, and all of that. To me, it's not a damper at all. It just got to all be exposed because when we speak, they act like we making these stories up. They've been knowing we ain't making up these damn stories. And I've been saying for the longest since I've had been on social media, I said, Big Brother is watching you, but the enemy never factored in that they would be watched too. And this is a prime example. They know how to position their bodies where when they beating the hell out of you now, because did anybody see the video where the sister got beat up over a piece of cheese and they're being filmed by a citizen in unquote America? And they were talking about how he,
and I love what you're saying because they are also stupid. You are beating the crap out of this man in a residential neighborhood, houses on both sides of the street. You know how easy it would be for somebody to pick up their phone and walk up to the window and film the whole thing?
Yeah, they don't.
It's cameras and phones everywhere and houses everywhere. They're surrounded by houses.
Yeah, they get caught up so in their emotions. And I'm coming after you. They don't care. And what I loved about the whole thing is their own cam. They were standing right above it. Never bothered to look at it at all.
But you know what? Don't you think maybe they did that because they were so arrogant and really believed no matter what they did, they weren't going to be punished? That's what I'm saying, that inflated ego.
That's a possibility too. But I was watching some footage. I won't mention this person's channel's name on your channel because he discussed you so much. They had experts on their channel showing that they had positioned their squad cars where they wasn't being filmed, even though they had on those body cams. That's why I mentioned the body cams, that they have enough time where they practice knowing how to position their body in such a way that you don't necessarily get the full picture. And
I tell you what, they dropped the ball that night.
Yeah, because when they're looking at the footage, see, this is where you got to have a good blogger. And I have learned, and I continue to learn as I go. I always say I'm a master student. I'm gonna always keep learning. And when the enemy when they were looking at that footage or any other footage, when they didn't really screw up, the ultimate goal, they look at it frame by frame to see a way out. They're not looking at when that
Right.
puck face ass so-called chief of police was looking at that, they looking for a way out. And
Right.
when they can't find a way out, then they pull junk like, remember they killed that brother and they wouldn't show it in real time. They kept showing frames.
Now, Queen, I'm gonna let LVZ dive in here. LVZ, did you hear what those cops initially told his parents? Did you hear about that?
Nah.
When after they took Kyrie off the streets, Tyree, and took him to the hospital, they knocked on his door because he was only less than 80 feet away from the house.
Away from the
They
house.
went
Yeah, I
to
remember
the
his father
house.
saying that.
They went to the house, knocked on the door, told his mother he got pulled over for a DUI. They pepper sprayed him and handcuffed him and took him in. And she said she thought, this is on Democracy Now! If you didn't see that interview,
I'll be watching that too.
She said they told him they pulled him over for a DUI. They never mentioned reckless driving. Remember, they kept harping on reckless driving.
Yeah, that's what
They
they
didn't
said.
mention that to the family at all. And on top of that, she said she was baffled because Tyree Nichols, her son, never drank. He had Crohn's disease. And to keep it under control, he wouldn't drink any alcohol.
What that lets you know that the initial story wasn't going to be reckless driving. It was going to be alcohol until they found that out. It was going to be alcohol. Oh, he was drunk and he got belligerent. And the problem with, like what True Roy was saying earlier, the problem with them with the squad car positioning, them dumb motherfuckers, Lisa, ain't realized that it was cameras 360 around.
Yeah.
They think they know all the thing is, them black motherfuckers was trying to be like white boys. And they was trying to, hey, the white boys showed us we positioned it this way. And they let them get away with beating black people up. And they got too far and killed this dude. Now, let me talk real quick on this, because I did hear that narrative. Hey, man, this look bad on us. Bro, if Brandon Tatum killed another black man, that don't look bad on me. That's exactly what type of Brandon Tatum cops are out there. Off the break, them Sheriff David Clarks. That don't look bad on me that they beat another black man to death. It just showed that coonery is real. They go real far to please their master. Now, as far as these motherfuckers lying to his mother and all of that, man, Lisa, let's talk about it. How many times have they didn't even tell people where Trayvon was? Remember?
Yeah.
They do that all the time with us. When they murder us, the police have the audacity to come to your house and lie to you until, hey, your son had a gun and he was high off methamphetamines and he jumped one of the officers and he took the taser and we had to take him down. He's at the hospital. No, he's at the morgue.
Right. And his mother said they told him the worst thing they did was pepper spray him. So when she went in the hospital room, she said she almost passed out looking at her son. Now we know darn well pepper spray don't do all of that to you. Lisa. So she even said technically he died on the 7th. They had him on a respirator. He was not breathing on his own. So she said to her, technically, he died on the
Right there.
7th, right
Lisa,
there on them streets.
Lisa, I want to interject real quick. I block one person and I time one person out. I've got to say this, and I know Lisa gonna reinforce this because her channel. Don't come to my queen's channel with these conspiracy theories and this lying bullshit. This is a responsible blogger, and we ain't about that old dumb shit about he done hooked up with somebody's girlfriend. Lisa has already spoke on that, I think, more than once. And then here we go again with this bullshit.
And the family one already spoke on that and said that that's rumors. And the reason that you should repeat that shit.
And number two, all of you, when you keep saying this, I keep saying, what is this woman's name? Y'all haven't provided one name. Is there a picture of this woman with the cop and a picture of her with Tyree? You don't have that either. You don't have nothing. But it's amazing how our people will take the flimsiest piece of information and run around and believe it.
Yeah, and I want to point out something. I want to point out something further. Bloggers get a bunch of emails about he said and she said and all of that. A responsible blogger will go research it, but if you've been in the game long enough, we already don't even have to research it because I just said, damn it, that they trying to find a way out. And if they could find a way out, they would, it's crazy as it looks, say if it was true, they would use that too as well and add on to that.
Right.
It's not a good look.
Can I just say this? Can I just say this?
Let me just say this one thing. That did not come out until after the police officers were fired. That's why his father was saying they believe that rumor came from the cops. It was somebody trying to retaliate because they were butt sore over those cops getting fired. His mother and his stepfather believe that rumor came from somebody within the police department. And to be honest with you, I believe them. Okay, y'all that keep running around with this, you haven't come up with one name. You talking about she worked at FedEx with Tyree. Okay, well, she couldn't have got a job at FedEx without a name. So what is her name? What is her name? And you know you don't have a name.
And then
you don't
let me say this.
You don't have any evidence that this woman was with some cop and then with her. Y'all don't have nothing.
And then one more thing, because I know LV was going to say something. Say it was true. What the hell one have to do with the other?
And it don't justify killing somebody because they are with your ex. You know how many people split up on a regular basis in this country and they don't go around killing somebody because they're with their ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. The average person just move the hell on. That's what they do.
But that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
This is all I want. I'm gonna say this, man, and they can take it how they want to. To me, it's low key cooning.
It is.
See, this is a low key form of cooning because what you're trying to do is you're trying to absolve these coons from being a tool for white supremacy. Oh no, they ain't doing it because they want to be like the white supremacist cops. They doing it because they were jealous. Well, what the other 9 other cops gonna get fired for because he's jealous? See, you low key cooning, just like you was low key, just like a lot of times people saw shoot cooning, don't even know they. Oh man, we got to do better as a black community. Well, let's be honest.
Right, LBZ, thank you for talking about this. Let me just say that. You know how many times we've heard lies behind somebody dying? What happened to the damn $20 bill with George Floyd?
That we never seen yet.
Right. Go ahead,
what about this? Hold up. What about the cigarettes that Eric Garner was selling? Still ain't see one Newport.
We ain't seen nary cigarette.
Right. So it's low key cooning. You trying to absolve these people, even with the death of Tyree. You trying to absolve this white cop. Cause I said some shit and I'm gonna tell the truth. Look, the man, they said he died from a heart attack, right? They said Tyree died from a heart attack. The hospital said that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know what them coons did,
Right.
but the officer who tased him, I know we've just heard of somebody getting tased and having a heart attack. And yes, it can happen one time. And yeah, the ass whooping, no, it didn't help. But we know tasers cause heart attacks. Why
Yes.
isn't he being charged right along with him for
So many
murder?
people
It's
are
low
saying
key
that.
cooning.
Right. But, you know, and it's almost like they're trying to come up with an alibi that they think sounds good, but actually your alibi doesn't make sense. So let's say he was fooling around with one of the cops' girlfriends or wives. Why would the rest of them put themselves on the line like that and run the risk of going to jail? It don't make sense for anybody else.
You know what I wanted to
Thank
point
you.
out,
Get in
Lisa?
there and kill somebody over one cop. That one cop, wouldn't you think he would just deal with them?
You know what I wanted to point out, Lisa? It shows you also that them coons been working with the enemy way too long, because you and I know in our world, if we gonna sit up and lie, our shit gonna be airtight. You sitting up there lying like the enemy, where it's just, it don't make no sense at all. And they eventually, you take on the enemy's ways.
But
Another
they
thing I picked
are.
up on,
They
and
are
I
by
want,
lying. By spreading this rumor, they are taking on the white supremacist way. And
yeah,
they don't even know it.
they don't even have a shit airtight. Now, another thing that I picked up on that been proven what I've been saying for the longest. I said when folks that look like you and I to do this type of shit, they demonstrate something to the enemy that let them know, oh, they willing to go full throttle on their own. That chief of police, no telling what her whole history looked like. So when the first initial contact with Tyree, a white cop drags him out, tases him, and then he gives them coons a command. He you know, he's so angry, he give him a command. So they still listening to Massa on them streets and stuff. And then they want to emphasize, well, he wasn't at the second stop. No. You did the first initial contact. And then you see, if instantly, when I said a way out, they had already had him to the side from day one, and he's fully cooperating and all of that. And then to show you also how the media play word games. First, they never said nothing about being fired. We don't see no mugshot. See, another thing the bloggers been dealing with, when they do get arrested, we can't find no mugshots. Now we finding mugshots. If we do find a mugshot, they'll cover them up because they don't want nobody to see them in orange or anything like that.
Finding mugshots. Auntie, they gave us the name, these niggas' pictures, what school they went to. They gave you all that shit. When they found out, well, at least all 5 black guys, you wouldn't even know a white guy was involved until you watch the video and go, hold up, the hand is white.
Right.
The motherfucker that tased them is white.
We're saying that. Yep.
And then, like you said, and then he gave a command. I hope they stomp your ass. Get them, boys. So for the coons who wonder, how is this white supremacy? Well, it's like asking, how was slavery about race? I mean, the master got a black guy to whip the other black guys. What kind of stupid shit are you talking about? How is slavery wrong? I mean, a black guy told on Nat Turner. What?
What is the initial bringing together of these so-called police to watch us? And they weren't called police in the beginning. They were called slave catchers. And these niggas that want to play slave catchers, they got exactly what they deserve. Now, speaking of women, that fucking Jigglypuff from Kansas City turn around and blame this shit on baby mamas. I mean,
no, KB, don't get into that. I got that coming up, and I'll let you talk first. I got Jason Whitlock in here. I'm gonna let you talk first when we get up to that. Yeah, I got his old jolly ass up in here. Trust me.
so we know when we dissect these things and really pull back and look at the bigger picture, one thing that I really been observing is this is about to be very epic and big because they are giving a message to Black folks in general and Black folks that are in law enforcement and Black folks that are in so-called leadership positions, because their history is good in giving us an unquote nigga moment and a deeper message. They watch at the end of the day, they gonna all flip on each other, because the one of the Black guys, that the one that's I think the one that beat up the dude in prison, he their lawyers overall are very racist, condescending, and insulting. And I said, damn, they working right again. They working right along with the enemy, and they can't see it. But see, they've been immersed in that world so long that they only look to the enemy to get them out of this. They really think that they gonna get them out of this.
Yeah,
You're not
and
gonna
you know
get
what
up
this
out of
said?
this.
Yeah, and and you got to really think about something. And I'm going to let you dive in here, KD. What kind of mindset does a Black man or woman have to have in order to be a cop? You see how your people are being treated out here. Where the hell, how the hell do you want to even be a cop and you're watching your people getting killed unarmed? You're watching your people getting beat down. You're watching a media jumping on the side of these white supremacist cops. You're watching all of that, and you can watch that and say, I want to be a cop.
If you
I
heard,
can't comprehend it.
if you heard about slavery or how we was getting treated, if you heard anything about the so-called civil rights movement and the way we were being treated, if you heard about Rodney King, Trayvon Martin, or any of these deaths, and you want to sit up here and still play cop and throw on that blue uniform, you just gone. I hate to say it, you just gone.
Yeah,
I don't see how you can put
And
on that
another thing,
uniform
and
and you
another
heard
thing,
about
KD,
all those stories. You just gone.
yeah,
KD, and you gotta ask one main question, nigga, who raised you?
right.
Your Sambo ass daddy said, "Hey, son, when you get older, plant dope on niggas and beat them up for traffic violations. I'll
Right.
be proud of you."
Well,
Come
well,
on,
BB,
man.
the people that raised them, they are just as gone as the kids is.
They got bumper stickers on talk about my kid is out here planting dope on your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then have the
My,
nerve to try to justify, because one thing that these coons kept hollering, the people who are coming forth, everybody on drugs,
Yes.
everybody in the neighborhood
Yeah.
on drugs.
Yeah. And I got a story where it was like 3 different Black men that lived within that same community that Tyree Nichols lived in. And they got beat up by that same Scorpion unit. And they said everybody they run up on, they swear up and down, you on drugs. You on drugs. Yeah.
come here, nigga. You look
But
like you high.
listen,
Let me whoop the shit out you. Huh?
Yeah,
but listen, we all know who really let the drugs in the hood. We all know who did that. So you go side with the people that let the drugs in the hood and let it become in flux.
Well,
That
yeah.
that
I
that's
mean, if you remember during the crack epidemic, they weren't going out after a lot of dealers. They were going after a lot of users. And that's primarily the bulk of the people that went to jail were a bunch of users.
Yeah, because we used to get that stuff on Nightline News. Remember, Lisa, back in the day, where they were going them damn crack houses, and they wasn't serious about war on drugs. Why don't you go to one of them ships? No, you're not gonna go to one of them ships, the unquote white cops, because they'll take your ass out too. You ain't in control of nothing at the end of the day. But I wanted to add something also. What really it hits close to home to a lot of people but really up here in the Bay Area, because Mr. Nichols is from Sacramento, California, and KD got ties too up there. And so we've been getting a lot of local stories, and it's gut wrenching. I'm telling you, because you got people who grew up with him. He had a diverse group of friends that they're not watching the footage. You know, they'll show childhood pictures. I wanted to ask y'all on the panel, did anybody get to see the interview where they interviewed his brother and what his brother had to say?
I saw an interview with they interviewed his brother and sister separately. I did see that interview.
Yeah, because I know his brother said he don't think his brother has ever had a fight in his life. And
they said he was squeaky clean. He didn't even have a police record. He had no police record. That's why they came up with that DWI and all that stuff. Now, you know, you got to ask yourself, if he was really out there reckless driving, why did they tell his family a whole different story that night about a DUI? They never mentioned reckless driving to the family. That didn't come until later, after they saw him in the hospital.
And another thing I want to add,
who reckless drives all the time, though, real quick, Auntie, is somebody who reckless drives all the time. I know that reckless driving is 15 miles to 20 miles over the speed limit. I've gotten a lot of reckless driving tickets. The thing is, you normally have the speed. You don't just say reckless driving. We haven't heard the speed. If he was reckless,
I don't believe it. You know, from the footage I'm looking at, I don't believe there was. I think that is just another lie they made up about him, because really they had no reason to pull him over. At the end of the day, I think when they go to court, their first court date is February 17th. And I think when we get into this case, you're going to find there was no reckless driving, y'all. I believe they're lying about that.
And think about what we do not see yet. I was listening to a video where they said they have over 20 hours of footage from people, other people that was filming it. And what we do not see is we do not see the actual unquote violation from the police dash cam. We don't see nothing like that. Where we see he's in a park position. We don't see that at all. When we will actually see that is after the Super Bowl. See, they time this shit because they say, okay, we're gonna spoon feed the public. These black folks a little something, they can just chew and gnaw on that, but we don't want to mess up our unquote bottom line. I'm telling you something, I know. They do this shit over and over and over. See, we know what they're gonna do before they do it.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. All right, KD, I'm going to let you have this one. Jason Whitlock blamed single mothers for the killing of Tyree Nichols. You know, I had some fools talk about, he told the truth. He told the truth. Told the truth about what? What did Jason Whitlock tell the truth about?
See, here's the thing, Lisa.
Tyree Nichols had parents at his house. And those cops, we don't know enough about those cops to know whether they were in single family homes or not. Nothing like that has come out about those cops. Jason Whitlock don't have that information either. Go ahead, KD.
But see, this is what this Jigglypuff from Kansas City always harp on. He always harps on the fact that, oh, it's us that create our own problems. I'm like, how the hell we create our own problems when all of these problems were handed to us, unfortunately, on a silver platter by the fucking enemy? And then on top of that, for him to even say that, for them to say that those five fuckers who killed Tyree Nichols was born, like you said, Lisa, how did he have that information? This is just another fool. This Jigglypuff from Kansas City don't know what the hell he's talking about, and he's been force-fed these talking points, you know, from the enemy, reading the fucking script like he always does. I cannot wait for the day it turns on him. I can't wait for the day.
You know what, KD? You know what? This is the one thing I need to say. I don't believe he got spoon fed by the enemy. Jason Whitlock has been a TV personality long enough to know what a white audience wants to hear. And I think he plays on that, because that's the side he has been on all this time. How many times have we heard Jason Whitlock go on TV with an opposing view to the Black community? We've heard this numerous times.
His career. But I got to give him credit, though, Lisa. I do. To be that fat, to be able to stretch and reach and twist his fat ass around to somehow blame 5 kilo Sambos doing what White Daddy told him to be black women's. It wasn't even a black woman out there. Look, this is about black women. Huh?
You know what? But you know what?
Single mother.
But you know what, LVZ and KD and True Royal? Jason Whitlock came from a single mother. He was raised by a single mother. Go look him up. His bio is out there. He was raised by a single mother. His father was not there.
And you see why? You see why? This little coon. You see why his father wasn't there? This little motherfucker coon. Who you want to be? Who you want to be for Halloween? I want to be a great American, Dad. Who do you want to be? Larry Elder. His father, he never came back home.
You know what? You know what? Who was it? LeVar Ball? Because he was trying to drag him one day. You know what LeVar Ball answered? I think like on another show, he said the only thing
he
can do is tell him what the best snacks are.
He can't comment on nothing but snacks. That's just what he said. All you can comment on is snacks.
Now I because I want to rub it in on Fat Lock. What he really saying is he can't even date a single parent black woman because the majority that I have encountered and worked with and know in my individual families, they taking care of their babies by themselves. They ain't on no Section 8. They ain't on no welfare. They get their ass up and go to work and raise those children by themselves with no child support. And he can't even get a date with one of them because he's saying these bitches is arrogant too. Because he's talking about, see, this is what happens when an unquote black woman is running the city.
But black women are not running these. No,
they're not running the city. Even if she's the mayor or whatever, the people behind the scenes is pulling the strings. We already know this shit. So that ain't even working too. See, this shit is personal with him because he can't get nobody. And he wear it.
I'm glad you said personal because I got some stuff, as you would say, Auntie, it's juicy.
I'm done.
I'm going to tell you what happened to Jason Whitlock. You listening? Y'all ready, Lisa? Y'all ready, KD?
Wait a minute. Get your shit. I got mine. I got my juice on deck.
Y'all get ready. I'm going to tell y'all why Jason Whitlock hate black women. He had a date with a single black woman one day. She had a little baby, right? And she had told Jason, hey, Jason, can you hold the baby real quick? I'm about to go in and get his milk. And when she came back, she thought it was a pervert because she caught the baby trying to suck one of his titties to get the milk. And she threw him out. She threw him out.
You wrong.
You sick bastard! You trying to breastfeed me? No, he did it on his own. I know they're big. Next you'll be trying on. Get out! And they put his fat ass.
Trying to suck on his titty.
Ever since then, y'all, he's hated black women with kids.
Oh my goodness. That baby said, I feel like mommy.
But see, but you know what? And I was listening to another channel and they said, Tucker Carlson vet what people are going to say before they go on the air. So he knew Jason was going to sit there and say all that mess. And if you notice, Tucker Carlson is the kind of person, if a black man is sitting there insulting the black community, you notice how he never interrupts them?
Mm-hmm.
They got the floor. They can just sit there for the next 10 minutes on his show straight and just insult the black community. He never steps in to stop them.
You see how he have his face,
Yeah, he got a little smug look on his face. You know he's taking joy out of that.
You know what that face say? That face, yes. Tell me more about these niggers. Go on. Talk more about the niggers and their niggardly ways. That's what they, every time I say, I want to punch him in his motherfucking face. He's sitting there looking like he's saying something intriguing. All he really saying in his mind, I love how this nigger talks about these niggers.
He make it so easy. Make it so easy for them. And you know, I talk about the nature of many things. They don't respect you when you don't protect your own. At the end of the day, they just use your ass. And he has had nigga moments, and he ain't learned even from them nigga moments, because that's the only thing he know to do is to keep appeasing the enemy to get his unquote piece of bag. I mean, it wouldn't matter. Some of these coons, it wouldn't matter what kind of nigga moment they get, is not gonna hit them. And they in a special category, like with Candace Owens and all of them. But the other thing that I wanted to add, what is not being said that we usually hear in these narratives when it's the white cop that this looks totally terrible. Where's the fraternal order? Where's them? Where's the gold funds that they put outright? Now I know they're probably getting some type of help on some extent, but it will never equate to what the enemy gets, because that's what they're supposed to do, help their own. And
well, you know, a lot of people, and I'm glad you're talking about this, a lot of people are questioning how all those 5 cops made bail. They all made it out on bail. All of them.
Damn right. Now let me go beat the shit out of Tucker Carlson like that. Y'all, all the GoFundMe in the world couldn't get my black ass out. And everybody knows I have a reason to whoop the shit out of Tucker Carlson just like that.
Yeah, but they don't have that same support. Oh, and you know what? As time go on, and they already starting to see it. This is why I'm glad all of this stuff is being exposed, because I even heard Crump speak on this. This is what's really going to solidify things, because of the actions of how they're dealing with this swiftly. They got fired within 20 days. They already going to be arraigned on the 17th of this month. They have set a template to show that, oh, y'all can get this thing done quickly and swiftly.
Oh, yeah, they know they can.
Because
see, when it's a white cop, they want to drag it out 6 months, a year, sometimes even beyond that.
And it just
right now. Now, where is Pat Lynch, the head of the NYPD's police union? Because anytime white police do something wrong, oh, it was the niggas, and you're attacking police. Why ain't he talking about how people attacking police? Where is the police union for these black dudes? I wonder.
They're not backing them. And you notice the media never talked bad about cops until these 5 black cops got arrested. Now you notice how negative they're talking on the police now. But when it was all of the other cops, including Derek Chauvin, they didn't really drag him. They didn't drag Amber Geiger. Okay, none of these guys. But when the 5 black police officers got arrested, now all of a sudden something's wrong with cops.
Yeah, and then what they always throw in our face, 99.9% out there on the streets of America are good cops, and they're just doing their job. And it's that 1% that is horrible. And you could just ask people just in this panel alone, either they have had a counter or family member or friends or somebody to know somebody always have some kind of negative something with a cop. Stop insulting our intelligence at the end of the day.
No,
I know what you
99.9% of them are rotten.
Right.
And then they say that they can go report their own. Now check out what else is going on. When all that shit went down, you had extra cops, different personnel, supervisors showing up, paramedics and everything, and everybody's at a standstill. Why was there so many people out there on a reckless driving, like LVZ said, which I didn't know this, that because you didn't went over the speed limit a little bit, and all of these people showing up? What was said? See, what I also want to hear is I want to hear the audios from from all these different squad cars, the audios from the medical and all of that. They just stood complicit by, because this shit been going on. Somebody in that nucleus dictates to them what they can and cannot do. Usually we already know, we've been knowing forever in the day, when they didn't went damn too far, they just hope your ass will just bleed out, and they real slow and methodical how they move.
Way I deal with cops is very simple. It's like Dr. Khaled say. I look at cops as cops are white folks, no matter what color they are. Cops are white folks. Remember that. And what Dr. Khaled say about white folks? There's no such thing as good white folks. It's just two kind of white folk. Bad white folk and worse white folk. That's the only two you could find anywhere. So you either got a bad cop or a worse cop. Remember that every time you're pulled over. You remember you don't have no motherfucking rights. Remember that, look, this brother, what? Now, look, they can't use none of their old swan song. Well, he just didn't comply. Why was he being so combative? He was on the ground the whole time getting tased and beat
in the head
to a damn pulp. Yeah.
And how many
head he was punched on. Yeah, and
then how many commands? How many commands was he given? Over 70 commands,
71.
right? And they remember, do all of that to create confusion and like you ain't cooperating.
Right. And wait, and remember, they tried to come up with the lie that he was trying to go after somebody's gun.
Oh, we hear that all the
time.
But
you can clearly
he tried to get somebody's gun, but then when they went back and watched the video, they said that wasn't even on there.
Nope.
They couldn't find a way out.
They didn't even do stop reaching for my gun.
Right there at the scene. You know, they were trying to come up with an alibi right there at the scene. You know, yeah.
Did y'all notice how out of shape them bastards?
Yeah, all of them are.
Oh, just
well, that was a bunch of ex-football players.
The white cop, looked like Michelin Man.
Don't he?
Yeah, out of shape.
Little dumpy motherfucker around there eating motherfucker Tennessee barbecue and dumplings.
Well, you know, they up here in the and I know it's happening throughout the United States. The first time I caught a story was I was up in Seattle, and I was reading an article that up in Oregon, this one particular donut shop banned cops. They got tired of them coming in there with their guns on their hip, and it was intimidating the customers. And they said, don't come up in here. You don't get no free donuts. You don't get no free coffee. They don't want you around. See, that's the other issue that the police force is having, that nobody don't want to work for them no more. You know, because they are the one that's giving a bad look.
But hold up, True Roll. Yes, but that is not the reason why this dude got his ass whooped. I know you not saying that, but I'm hearing them rednecks say that. Oh, well, see, the reason is we've lowered the standard for hiring. But so
my question is, when was the standard high?
Exactly.
I don't think the last time I checked, standard high.
Because the last time I checked, the brother that got killed in Cincinnati, that cracker had on a Confederate flag shirt under his uniform.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You're right about that. And we've been knowing for years way before we had these cams and all this stuff, that when they would recruit straight out of the South. Straight up. You know?
Yeah, like so South, they was recruiting straight out of the Klan.
Mm-hmm. And then let's go back. If anybody ever had a chance to read or listen to it, because there's a brother online that read the manifesto of the Donner dude, he breaks down what the white lesbian cops is doing and all of that, all the different things that be actually happening, because a lot of people don't realize how he got himself in that situation. His partner beat the dog shit out of a disabled person, and they said it was okay to report a bad cop, and they demoted him. They gave him the worst hours. They did all of these different things. They see, when they operate knee jerk because they so dirty. They keep getting caught, and then they train them to lie on the police report, so they give them time to even come up with a lie, but then it don't match what's on the actual footage. They so dumb at the end of the day, and they're gonna keep doing this. They're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep seeing this. But the key thing that I'm bringing up now is that the people in these streets is gonna come after them even more, because these stall tactics that y'all keep using, they're gonna keep referring back to them black cops that, wait a minute, y'all did this real swiftly. You know, we sitting up here still waiting for what they gonna do to Jackie Johnson. Then we got a so-called citizen down there in Atlanta that killed that brother, and her case was supposed to start January 23rd. I can't find nothing. So if they given they even they own, which they do all the time, a pass, what they gonna do with these cops? But I'm saying a template has been set. So the next time this happens, we're going to see how they get down and see what they don't like. Let me show y'all what they don't like, because I keep saying that they keep asking stuff of us, but what they don't like, even though they're going to keep doing the same thing, they don't like that they have to answer to us. They don't like that. Even if they, they always going to lie and transparency and all that bullshit. There was a time they didn't have to answer to us at all. And I'm gonna keep saying this over and over. They keep asking something of the black community. What is an acceptable way to keep beating your ass and killing you? Y'all gotta let us know, what can we do where we can keep doing our thing and y'all okay with it? And I'm tired of hearing our own, whose own people been victimized, and say, well, you didn't have to shoot my brother in the back. You could have shot my brother in the foot. No, you don't do none of that. You don't accept nothing.
None of that. And you don't create no rumors about the dead person, and you have no evidence. They didn't even put that man in the ground when y'all were running all over the internet with that dumbass story about him being with this cop's wife and all that stuff. And to this day, you can't tell. I'm going to keep coming to you and say, what is her name? I'm going to keep say it to you, because I know damn well you're not going to get a name. You know why you're not going to get a name? Because it's a fake story. That's why you're never, ever going to get a name.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Breonna Taylor, and they're going to sit up there and say,
they said that the Breonna Taylor stuff came from reliable sources. Same thing that they're saying in this instance with Tyree Nichols. Oh, this is reliable sources. I said, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. Then if it's a reliable source, then you should be able to provide a name.
People should have known.
I'm about to say, you got to put a name and a face to it. If you got a name and a face, it's reliable.
People should have known something was wrong instantly with the Breonna Taylor case, because they gonna pull the postal system in and say, oh, they said that suspicious packages was coming on, and they immediately came before the public and said, no, we ain't never said none of that.
Right.
Never said none of that.
And now all them videos are out there about Breonna Taylor, and you got the cops with the feds coming down on them, and now they're singing like Kelly Goodlett, one of the detectives, is now admitting the whole Breonna Taylor story was all made up by the cops. But y'all got all those stories out there on YouTube talking about she was a drug queen pen and all that stuff. And now the cops are saying the whole thing was made up. The whole thing.
Thank you, Lisa, and I'm glad y'all niggas that was running around listening to Kwame Brown ignorant ass talk about baby girl. You run around with a drug dealer. Turns out that nigga wasn't even a drug dealer like that. They
Right.
was just pressed to get him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and he
He
was the
ain't even
only,
going to jail for drug dealing.
and he was the only one that showed any integrity in that case. He would not flip. He said something deep without saying it. He had so much love and respect for her. He was willing to sit in jail.
But
In
you know
jail.
what?
Like, nah, I'm
But
not gonna
you know
dirty
what?
this lady
You
name.
know
No.
who else? You know who else came through? Judge Olu Stevens. If it wasn't for
Yep.
him, Kenneth Walker would have still been sitting in jail with attempted murder charges on a cop. That man, if he wasn't on that bench, I don't know where Kenneth Walker would be.
True. Because they got a nerve after they done screwed up. They got a nerve to want people to go along with their narrative and their
But you know what? You know what makes me even more upset about that is how our people will flip on their own and run with these rumors. Like I said, y'all already did this mess before with Breonna Taylor. And you couldn't even find in yourself saying maybe all this stuff ain't true that I'm hearing. It don't even cross your mind.
Because it's because
Drama, so you don't care if the drama's real or not. You just love drama.
Because you niggas is hoes. You run around here, ooh, guess what? Ooh, he was fucking. You niggas is hoes. You look at this shit. This somebody's life. This shit really takes something out of us when we talk about this. We report on this. That's why I told y'all. But when I did my live, I was like, I'm not interested in seeing it. I can't watch a brother be beat to death, especially by five other black people in a motherfucking pig uniform. I can't do it. I can't sit there and stump.
I had somebody come in my comment section today on one of my videos. Well, they said he was running around with the cop's wife. I was like, oh my
Lord.
God. I guess for the next year, that's what we gonna see in comment sections, huh?
Oh yeah, and somebody gonna manufacture a video because they were sending me videos trying to prove to me that Breonna Taylor was in on all this stuff.
Oh yeah, me too. I
and
got so many Breonna Taylor
I went over them.
videos. Oh yeah.
I ain't there look at that line ass shit. Mother, look, all that shit. Oh, Breonna Taylor was selling dope. She wasn't even with the dude no more. They not paying. The truth don't mean nothing. All these motherfuckers like is gossip and salacious stories. It's not time for that. It's time to be grown people. It's a bunch of little ass kids out here using the word journalism as a reason to make salacious bullshit stories. But I got something for y'all. It's called that Tasha K treatment. They need that Tasha K.
You know what else is? It is LVZ. You got some of these people out here with struggle channels. They only have like 50 subscribers, and I guess they think they can ride up on some fake gossip.
Yeah, but you know what happens? You know what happens over time with those struggle channels? That you become nothing more than a form of entertainment, and people know the channels to go to that ain't following conspiracies and lies. Or then you got these other channels that they want to be the first to get the story out, and you got to give it time to take on a life itself and stuff. And then you can even point out stuff, because I've seen people
they call it a developing story. You
gotta let it develop. Give it
develop.
some time, and then as we see it develop, we're able to see the cracks in it and all of that, because everybody flipping in line. This is getting ready to be really, really epic, because I can see it coming. I read a story the other night, and I don't know which cop is which cop, but I did save it. One of those cops beat the dog shit out of a black woman in a squad car.
Yes, they did. I saw that story. That's true.
Yeah, but look, this my thing. Yeah, that's all good, and they giving us all of that. They still ain't tell us about the white racist cop that our brother Michael Johnson had took out. They ain't never mentioned how he was racist and
Yeah.
he had time to.
Mhm.
So they gonna do all. See, my problem with this whole thing is it was set up. The whole way it was set up. CNN was broadcasting and promo. Wait till we show you this video of this black man getting beat to death. Oh, it's gonna be so. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
chilling.
but
Oh,
they'll
it's the
never
worst
show but
thing
they'll
you ever
never
saw.
yeah, but they'll never show a white man in that same predicament.
Yeah,
They
but
make
it
sure
showed
they
that,
Exactly.
keep that off of TV at all costs.
and it
They
showed
they
you how.
they show our beatings and deaths like it's watching a damn movie premiere.
You're right. And the thing that got me was the way they was putting so much on it before the video came out. They was like it was
Right.
worse.
That's what I was
Yeah,
saying. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it was
was a
worse.
sensational.
damn.
Yeah, they were sensationalizing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
saw
Right.
so
that.
it already put something in us to be prepared for, like, damn, it was worse than Rodney King's. Well, all of the beatings are bad to me, but if I had to compare one with the other, Rodney King had a chain on his neck. I don't know how
Rodney
long
King
it.
was getting beat. Rodney King was getting beat with sticks and some more shit. It's
Mhm,
just Rodney was bigger than this brother and
mhm.
so happened to live.
Yeah,
No, this wasn't no worse. I said that on my live, True Road. This wasn't no worse than what them Peckerwoods done to every other black person. It was the same thing. The only difference is black cops. So let's say, hey, look, we do punish police. Yeah, when they look like you, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And what got me is how they held that black man up and he took that metal baton and just whacked him like that. And I said, wow, they didn't practice everything. Because that's why I want to know what, like I keep saying, we don't see the actual so-called violation. And why was y'all
But
so
hold up,
angry?
damn, True Roll. But hold up, damn, True Roll. Good one, Auntie. Boy, looking all cool in your hat. Look, you just said it. Damn, what was Rodney King pulled over for, y'all? Reckless driving.
Yeah, and they claim, I'm not sure if it was true or not because it's been so long. They claim he
He
was on
was doing
PCP.
like 100 and something in a Hyundai back then, and we was laughing because at the time
What cars
Hyundais couldn't go that
No,
fast.
they
fast?
couldn't even go that fast. I
Yeah.
know.
And
I
then
know.
if you ever been, if anybody, I don't care what time of day it is, ever been to LA, you can't drive through LA like that. It's congested. But what they claimed that he was on PCP. They claim that. But those things don't phase me when they be dropping those lugs. Like after they finish doing what they did to Mr. Nichols and stuff, I'll be paying attention to what they added in there. One talking about his knee hurt. Now his knee don't hurt no more because he unleashed on him. But I'm still gonna go back to that first initial contact. Old Fatback was hawking off orders, and he was angry. The bastard. Why are you angry with him? What
Mhm.
transpired? What
Yeah.
transpired behind this? What we don't see. I want to see the rest of this footage,
Oh,
all of it. I want to hear audio and all of it.
well, it was a much better looking black man than him, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Ricky
Yeah.
DD, thank you so much for the super chat. They so wicked. Yeah, yes, they are. Yeah. But
A
yeah,
brother
I
said,
mean, it didn't make any sense. And I'm just telling y'all, I'll be shocked if they got a real alibi in court because it don't seem like they got a reason for pulling him over in the first place.
They can't
I
find a
haven't
way
heard
out.
one that made even a fraction of sense.
They can't find
I
a way
knew
out.
why.
And so y'all still running around with this woman that nobody knows her name, and I'm gonna keep putting that in your face. And I promise you, when they go to court, you ain't gonna hear about this woman, and you're gonna really look stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, they was running robe in that community. They got them folks scared to death, and they still scared.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because some are coming forth, but quietly. But like I was thinking of things that are not being said. They had last year sometimes they said a pregnant black woman had pulled a gun out on the cops and all of this, and they were going to arraign her. Do you know that story has not came out no more? They even had a so-called black pastor claiming, oh, she wasn't pregnant. See what I be doing is
just like the black woman that got beat up on, she said they rammed her head into the side of the police cruiser when they beat her up. Those, and it was a lot of those same cops that you saw take out Tyree Nichols.
Yeah. And see, then when a story just drop and go cold and you can't find nothing, just think about it. So I have a tendency to
the
go
mainstream news is largely responsible for a lot of these fake stories.
They all play a part. And that's why I always go back and keep digging these stories that they hope that will fade. This is what bloggers do. Bring that shit back forth. Keep bringing it back forth, and then you don't find you can't find nothing. And I can find stuff, and you can't find nothing because all they do is go instantly right into the lie. So the template again has been set, and that's the thing. As it start dawning on them more and more, is going to piss them off that they're gonna take the brunt of everything that has ever been done, and they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at them black cops. Because now people are going to be demanding. No, you're not going to wait months and years to just do a simple arraignment. We don't need. Did anybody hear anything about a grand jury? Where's the grand jury at? No grand jury just go around, right?
We don't need one of these niggers. They're going straight to jail.
Thank you, Sean from the Chai, for the super chat. Beast wearing costumes of violence. Yeah, you got that right.
What happened to the black cop? Was that also up there in Oregon? The ones that don't deem themselves black, how swiftly they dealt with his ass and stuff. You should have seen him.
I know the one. I know the two in Louisiana. Remember?
Yeah,
the white boy who had the warrant. He put his kid in the car, drove away. He was literally running from the police. They ain't know what was up with him. They shot at him, accidentally killed the little boy, and they went to jail for 40 and 30 years, respectively.
Yeah, they moved that case so quick it made my head spin. But back to that other dude that killed that white woman. Look how they was expediting it to the point. Even when they allocated the money, they gave money to her fiance. He wasn't supposed to get a damn.
Oh, you talk about Muhammad Noor?
Muhammad Noor.
Muhammad Noor. Yeah, that's Minnesota.
He was sitting there licking on the courtroom floor because see, these people don't think they black and could get a nigger moment. But in that particular case,
and why this ain't happen? Why this ain't happening? There none of them either. Why they ain't get $1 million, y'all?
Yeah, but look at the whole play.
No, True. Why they ain't get $1 million? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Miss Abiel, you're right. Tatiana Jefferson, they waited 3 years before they put Aaron Dean on trial. Yep.
Exactly.
Sure did.
They tried to make you forget about it.
Yeah, they play all them tactics and everything.
And he got money on a GoFundMe. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Every last one of these white cops, whether they went to jail or not, they got $1 million for killing a nigga.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah, and that's their reward money. But what I was talking about with Noor, in that case, they specifically told her to stay in the house. She walked up on a squad car in an alley in the dark. Even his partner backed him up, said it scared the shit out of him, and he started shooting. No, you being penalized because you shot a white woman. They don't care. They don't care if they use protocol or not. You know, they don't care.
And he ain't do the Laquan McDonald shoot 17 times and reload and hit her on the ground. He shot once.
Yeah.
He shot one time.
And they dealt with his ass swiftly. And even though they processing him out, there's another message. Even though they knew it was all bullshit, I keep saying anytime the enemy get an opportunity, they opportunists, they gonna deal with your ass to leave you a message in your psyche. They gonna mentally mess with you, physically mess with you, and all of that. We're dealing with animals.
I know one thing. They can't use this for Ashley Babbitt like they trying that. I heard some
Mhm.
niggas even doing. Look, I mean, we can't say that this was an insurrection and what happened to Ashley Babbitt was wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
that was
that
an
was not
insurrection,
wrong. Nope, that was
and
not wrong.
that's what
She
needed
got
to
a
be done.
warning not to go through that window, and she did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
In
what
fact,
happened to her was justified.
yeah, it was. In
Yeah,
fact,
she
when it went down, it wasn't like homeboy came up and started shooting her. They gave her a command. She looked back. She said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be John Wayne and go through there anyway," and got blasted because his duty and responsibility was to protect those politicians that was in there. Them people were scared to death.
And they said that area she was attempting to go in was a highly secured area.
Mm-hmm. And if
You
you
had
know,
to be a certain kind of personnel to even get back there.
and notice, did you hear her family squawk and buck? Her own husband begged her not to take her ass
Yeah,
down
you
there to
can tell she
DC.
was hard-headed because she
Mm-hmm.
didn't listen to no damn body.
Yeah, she thought she was G.I. Jane because she had been in the military and she was gonna do her thing. The one who squawked about it more than anything was Trump, but they didn't have a leg to stand on in that particular situation.
I mean, she begged for what she wanted, and somebody served her piping hot one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say about that. Now, what
Mm-hmm.
happened in Arkansas, Lisa? What they say about Arkansas, the Arkansas Republic?
This is the black farmers that are being harassed out there. I know some of y'all heard about this because several people sent me this article on these black farmers.
I believe you sent this to me too.
Yeah. Okay. And they are out there in Colorado in a rural area that's predominantly white, and they have been harassed and they have had their animals, their livestock poisoned. One of them came in the house when this woman was in the shower and she had to pull a gun on this dude
Damn.
to get him out of her house. And yeah, they've been catching hell. It's been just, they've been going onto their property. What they're trying to do is run this black family off so they can take the property. It's the same stuff they've been doing all along to black farmers.
Mm-mm-mm.
All I
You
can
know?
say is Ashley Babbitt treatment.
Mm-hmm.
All I say is give him some Ashley Babbitt. Motherfucker in your home, I'm going to give him that Ashley treatment.
You
When
Mm-hmm.
you
you know.
begging for it, I got to serve you a piping hot plate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
going to serve you a piping hot one.
You remember that? Remember you did that story back a couple of years ago where them black families had bought acres of land and then white folks went out of their way to mess with them.
Yeah. They
You
always
know,
do that.
they were self-contained, taking care of they self feeding, they self minding their own damn business. And no, you go out the way to mess with us. And so we
Yeah.
have the right to protect
Because
ourselves.
they put false narratives out there that we can't do things for ourselves when we absolutely can,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, they've been out there and they've been getting harassed. And they said some of these people harassing them during the time of the lockdown, a lot of them didn't have nothing to eat and they fed people in that community. And some of those same people that they fed are now turning on them and being racist. I said, see, that's why you don't feed your enemy.
See, they
It
and
may
you know
sound
what? You're
mean,
right.
but it's the truth. You
No,
don't
you
feed
you're
your
right,
enemy.
Lisa. You're right because in history, down south, a bunch of white folks got sick as a dog, and they needed the black folks to help them. The doctor said, "I can't do this by myself." Then when they got well, these black folks then stole off their farm, and took this and took that. That's their damn nature. Let them fucking rot and die. You sitting up here thinking you're gonna get a pat on the head because you didn't help Massa. They don't care. These people don't care if your children eat. Same classic shit. You feed they starving asses, and then all of a sudden they flip on you. See, that's the same mentality when we talk about Black Wall Street. They was the only one thriving in these communities. Every time something happened in Florida, something disastrous happened in Florida, I go look up that town to see what happened. Another Black Wall Street. Because when we are left alone totally to our own devices, we quickly rise. Quickly.
Let me say some shit that's gonna be controversial, but you'll get it when I say it. Black people, it's okay to act like white people sometimes. What do you mean, LVZ? See, me, I wouldn't have gave them no food. I'd have been like a white person. I'd have built the gate. It's okay to build a gate, black people. Build gates. What do white people do when they got nice communities and they want to keep us out? They gate the community.
Yeah, they gate the community. You're right.
And keep security roaming. Their person, it ain't, and he's armed. And it's personal security. And you can't get in or out of that shit. Black people, don't be scared to gate your community.
And another thing they need to add that I've been saying for the longest, to the letter of the law, when you got property like that, gated and secured, to the letter of the law, build your own shooting range.
Right.
Where
But
that
see,
thing is open 24 hours on your property.
But see what's going on also, and this is classic South and everything. The cops are siding with the racists. But I said that's historic. They've always done that. So they're saying they literally don't have nobody to go to because the cops out there in that area are also, it's called El Paso, Colorado. And they are also in cahoots with the racists that are messing with this family. So they have nobody to go to.
It's called money. You go to a governor with a little bit of a bag and tell them this. I want some motherfucking federal protection from these motherfuckers. If not, I'm killing them.
Yeah, well,
and
they're blocking off the road
to get me off.
And the road that goes in and out of where they live, they said they're blocking off those roads so nobody can get in or out. I mean, that's how far they're going with this thing.
Wow.
Look at this. They gonna just make them a white republic. Goddamn, we don't want niggers here, and you're not gonna be here. Now, goddamn it, you got them greens and them yams. You're eating good. I know you done fed us some.
Yeah. No, they true nature coming all the way out. They can't even grow their own damn food, but they want to claim down in South Africa that in Africa in general that them farms that them white folks then took over. They need them to teach how to grow food. They couldn't even grow food on this land. No, they lazy.
No, they make the claim that we don't know how to grow food. We were the original people growing food on the land. And trust me, if you leave us the fuck alone, we can grow plenty of food up in this bitch. Okay, plenty.
Man, yeah, I'm serious. Look, my man Adawan said that joint. He say, I don't feed homeless white. Exactly. I can't feed homeless Peckerwood. It's your fault. You should have capitalized on your whiteness.
There you
it's
go.
Not my fault.
And think about the reparations that them plantation owners got. And they would come to them black folks that they used to own, that would still be next door, still on the plantation. Did they own you? Yes, just based on the word of a black man, because they would usually ask the black man, the government, they got reparations quickly.
Ain't this a bitch? Look, right before we go to the story, look, this is a true story. This recently happened. I'm driving in the car. I'm complaining about gas. I do see a white person. I guess he was homeless. Hey, can man, you got some change? I said, man, not hardly. Fuck, I look like giving somebody with a better credit score than me some money. Ain't that a bitch? Homeless person got better credit than me.
I was watching the LVZ. I was watching a video about these food shelters, and these white folks was trying to clean it up because there's a lot of white folks going to these food banks and stuff. And they said, well, don't judge people that's pulling up in Mercedes Benz and stuff. You just don't know their situation.
I can judge them because they judge us all the time. So yeah, I can judge them. Tell it like it is. Thank you. You better talk that talk, Lisa. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
You damn right I pulled up in a Mercedes Benz on that, and I ain't giving your white ass a quarter. Young, don't ask me for nothing. Keep sleeping under that bridge, Peckerwood.
Okay, so Ben Crump is now representing the black farmers, you know, the ones that Joe Biden hasn't done a darn thing for. Yeah. Well, they're still struggling, and they're trying to make Joe Biden make good on the promise that he made these farmers, you know, when he first took office. So they have launched a lawsuit against the federal government for going back on a lot of things that were promised, and they got Ben Crump. Thank you, Negro Roots, for the super sticker.
Yeah, they doing everything they can. I've been keeping up with this for a while to starve them out. And look at the position. See, look at the position they didn't put themselves back in. They got to come back and tuck their tail and ask for us to go out there and vote. And they keep gathering these we shall overcomers and saying, well, just vote anyway.
No, I got the story coming up.
You ain't getting nothing for your damn vote.
I got the story coming up, y'all. I got that story coming up about Kamala trying to meet with groups to find out how to get black male voters back.
Please.
I got that.
Please.
We're gonna talk about that too.
Please. Yeah, you do everything you can to crush a black man. You do everything you can to crush a black man. He can't lead his family and stuff, and then you want this black man to go vote?
Yeah, because Biden made promises to the black farmers about helping them with debt, because during the lockdown they didn't get no help like the white farmers did.
Yeah, that's right. They was talking about 30 million was owed to them.
And so they talked a good game and didn't deliver nothing, so they're suing the federal government.
He did come out. Here's the deal. This is what I did for you niggas. I helped the black farmers. Gave 30 million in relief. Here's the deal. George Floyd Policing Act. I'll make sure they say I'm sorry. I pepper sprayed you and choked your grandma. Here's the deal. That was his campaign slogan. That's what Joe Biden said. So now Ben Crump gonna sue Joe Biden after all that buck dance. Hold up. This why I don't trust this, okay? This is the same guy that got Joe Biden to call George Floyd and them family and say, I was talking with President Biden, and he had talked to Philonise Floyd and the Floyd family, and they are so happy and joyous talking with him. All of that buck dancing he did for Joe Biden, who actually did nothing for black people, and now we supposed to believe he gonna make the black farmers apologize? Because that's all that Ben Crump do, and tell him that he gonna have the black farmers come out and start talking about, oh, we don't want no trouble now. Oh, we forgive Joe Biden. Is that what's gonna happen? I don't understand. Why do we keep doing shit that don't work? We need to get
nothing but. They ain't doing nothing but lying to and gaslighting these farmers. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all they're doing.
Yeah. He might as well get a real lawyer that's going to call Joe Biden out for his bullshit. Not sit there and pass for, oh, well, you know, Joe, come on, we got to give him something. Man, really, do Ben Crump strike you as a lawyer who gonna get out there and demand power with Joe Biden? He ain't sitting across from Johnny Cochran. He's sitting across from Ben Crump and Sleaze Merritt. He ain't sitting across from nobody. Listen, if you don't, I know you'll lose the next election because you think black men ain't voting now. After I tell them how you did the Floyd family and how you're doing the black farmers, how you didn't come through on any of the things that you promised the black community, not only will you have a group of people who will retreat from the system, you're going to have a pissed off group of woke people, as y'all like to call it, who retreat from the system. And we're going to have a problem with immigration too. Man, come on, man. Be a real lawyer. I ain't even got no law degree, and I'd have set up that, man. They were like, okay, we'll give the black farmers what they want. What'd you say about reparation? Where we start? Man, he's a
All
chump.
right, KD, welcome back. I know you dropped off for a moment. Welcome back. Thank you, Backup Trick 44, for the super sticker. Do you want to add anything? KD, are you there? Okay, well. All right, True Royal. We're going to talk about Kamala. The Democrats know they got a black male voter problem because many of them are now saying they ain't voting Democrat anymore. So they got Kamala to fix this. And you know as well as I do, Kamala can't fix nothing. Did you hear about this? Is anybody there?
True. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go ahead and answer, LBC. I don't know what's up with Katie and True Royal.
Yeah, I think they messing with us now. There go True Royal.
Okay.
Yes,
True Royal.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go ahead, LBC.
This is my first time hearing about it personally. But it ain't my first time hearing about them having problems with black men voting for them, no. Me being a black man, and my dad's one, and there's a lot of other people that I know who just have strictly realized that if it's nothing for us, we're not voting for them anyway. So that's the first thing. The second thing is they're sending the wrong person out to try to reach black men.
Now,
Again, like I
have
said,
to agree with you on that. Thank you, Ricky DD, for the super chat. She can't fix a broken door. Kamala can't fix this problem. We already know that.
This is a woman that couldn't even bring idiots to vote. So what makes you think she's gonna bring brothers around back to the voting booth? She can't do a damn thing.
She can't. She couldn't even
got on her knees even if she got on her knees and did what she did, that wouldn't even work.
Yeah. Coach Robot, thank you so much. The only black men Kamala has been able to lure have been San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, old downtown Willie Brown, and Montel Williams, right? You're right about that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. Why would you send her out? Really?
I have no idea.
Talking about a tone deaf PR team. They don't listen to anything. They would know that black men can't stand Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. This is you know what? They might as well just brought out Karine St. John Pierre to talk to her.
Yeah, or they might as well just got the Grand Wizard of the Clan to come out and try to
Come on, niggas. We want you to vote again.
You know, they have been told behind the scenes. They know about Kamala's record and all, but that just show you that they're not a progressive group of people, and they keep using the same narrative. And Campbell ain't never hide who she continued to be, so they just keep putting her forth, and then they get mad when they don't get the results that they want, and then what they do, they turn on the black man because they're literally in shock that they even have to ask something of him. You know, you want to vote, you want the black man to vote.
But
you
they
really
don't do nothing. I mean, the bottom line is the reason why they've lost voters is because they don't do nothing. And all the things they do is just a bunch of symbolism crap.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do anything that we are asking for. Where's the crime bill? Where's getting rid of qualified immunity? Where's the George Floyd Act? Where's our reparations? They're not giving us nothing that we're requesting.
And you have pointed this out more than once, and we even got an audio of it. I put it on my channel and other channels where, you know, Biden thought he was sitting in a room, bunch of black folks, and he didn't think he was being recorded, and how he really talked to us. And I know one of them, I think it was one of them sisters, had balls enough to record it. He hollers at you. His tone, even old Roland Martin's fat butt don't like his tone, but you was building him up, talking about, yeah, we better get out there, or this ain't gonna happen, and that gonna happen. And now you don't really want to speak of him. He don't want black folks asking him for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't control his true nature when it's put in his face. It's like, you made this particular promise, and then when we nail you on the carpet, you want to holler and talk crazy to folks. They keep positioning themselves in a crazy kind of way, a crazy kind of way, and then you keep saying the same narrative. Just be patient and wait. Okay, I keep saying, if you got a baby that's hollering, and you know that daddy talk about, well, the next time I get paid. Well, black man don't know when he gonna get paid the next time. That baby need that formula right now. This is very insulting, you know.
Let me tell you something. Now, this was insulting. This was insulting, True Roll. That cracker Joe Biden, y'all, he gave us extra time for crack and then gave us crack pipes later on. Ain't that a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you 10 times longer for having crack. Have some crack pipes, you pipe heads. Here's the deal.
No,
vote for me.
The thing is, he's done nothing about the police. And in fact, didn't he say not long ago he wants more police out on the street?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna do nothing about these cops.
And then what gets thrown up in his face? You know, they've been harping on him. I even heard Campbell speak on this about putting that bill in front of him. He will sign it. It don't matter to me if he sign it or not. It's not going to change our immediate situation. That's not going to help us.
Why they trying to talk about a police reform bill that gives the police more money and more authority?
Right.
How's that police reform?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's all he wants. He wants to give the police departments more funding so they can hire more police. That don't sound like somebody trying to help us.
We need. I know the problem. It's not enough racists on the force whipping your ass. We need more race soldiers. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't this a bitch?
Yeah, but you know, he might as well face the fact that Kamala ain't gonna bring in nothing. She is not gonna bring any black voters back. They can just hang that one up.
They might well bring in motherfucking Herschel Walker.
Uh-huh.
Might well bring out Herschel out that motherfucker.
You want to talk about bringing in Herschel? That's gonna really kill it right there, because ain't no nigga gonna show up then.
Herschel done crawled into a hole. We haven't seen or heard from him since he lost the race.
That nigga at an abortion clinic right now.
Probably writing more checks.
White woman.
But the thing of it is, this nigga lost to a crooked pastor. He lost to a crooked pastor. That's sad. That's sad.
No, I mean, no, a retard should lose to a crooked pastor. That ain't sad. The sad part is Herschel still damn near 70 years old at the motherfucking abortion clinic and shit. And all he done learned from this, oh, now I need to use a disguise. I'm not going to use Herschel Walker. So he wrote Herschel Hawker on the motherfucker. He said, this motherfucker said he gonna get us.
The sad part is every time he got busted, he would always come on camera to deny everything, and it would sound like he's telling an even bigger lie.
And then he done wrote her cards. He done sent her a bouquet. He done wrote a check with his name on it, with his signature, Herschel Walker signed like.
Yeah. Ricky ED, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, please. Yeah, but I'm just telling you, Herschel done crawled into a hole. You ain't gonna hear from him no more. Talk about embarrassing yourself. So many embarrassing things came out about him. I tell you what, if he wasn't embarrassed, I was certainly embarrassed for him.
Man, that man pulled out a fake badge. You think that's the end of Herschel? Herschel gonna come out with a blonde mustache and a wig on. I told you, talking about his name is Herschel Hawker. Like, I never played football at the University of Georgia. My name is Herschel Hawker. Herschel Hawker, man, sit your ass back. That nigga gonna have
right? The blonde wig is on. The blonde wig is like halfway on, is all crooked and everything.
He got on a crooked wig with a blonde mustache and shit.
Hey, you know what? I wanted to add to that. The one that got me, and y'all should have heard Lisa laughing because I had called her on the phone to tell her this. That the other woman that came forth, and Herschel claimed he didn't know her. She had a picture of Herschel Walker in the bed, but he don't know her. He don't know her at all. I'm like, damn, Herschel.
Yeah, his lies were so bad. Even his son had to get on Twitter and drag him over the lies he's been telling.
Yeah, because he finding out he got siblings he don't know nothing about.
And he's telling them, everybody in the family told you not to run. You got too many skeletons in your closet. Don't run.
But what got me with him was he thought he was just going to sit up there unapologetically with no backlash, speak horribly about black men. He shut his own platform down with his past and stuff.
Well, Herschel Walker something else. He had his mouth open in the first place. I tell you what, I said, look, I grew up in the hood and I never met any man that had the problems that Herschel Walker had. He had more problems than anybody I ever met in the hood.
But what also got me with that was the woman that Herschel Walker's married to. I was shaking my head. She didn't reached out to one of the baby mamas. And that was one that he never know none of these women, and she's trying to get them. She's trying to mediate between them to get them to talk. I said, boy, when that woman find out shit that we don't know, don't be surprised Herschel Walker be getting a damn divorce, because what get me, he get caught red-handed and just sit there like it didn't happen. You remember what he said? He found out that he not black. And his mama was right there, and he said that's what his mama said. His mother was like, I ain't said that.
No, he said he found out he was Cherokee. He was an Indian. That's what he said. And then his mom said she didn't know nothing about that.
I ain't know about no shit like that now, Herschel. Look.
Yeah.
Now when you put your tap shoes on, Herschel, your mama got your back, but I can't go this far. His mama couldn't even go. His cooning was outrageous.
His mama's a big coon too, though.
But I found an interview that they had interviewed him well over 30 years ago. And that fool was even talking back then that he was valedictorian. It was high school, and people were even coming forth and they said he was not. Him and George Santos, they neck and neck with the lies that they tell.
Man, yeah, they neck and neck, but Herschel ain't doing the shit that this moist motherfucker living as a woman in Brazil.
Yeah, well, he got somebody on his campaign staff that said that just came out like a day ago that said he sexually molested them.
What?
Or sexually assaulted them. Yeah,
that dude.
Right. Yeah, Herschel can't fuck with this guy. He was selling pussy overseas. Then he come back.
I didn't even hear about that. Something coming out every day. And you know what, LVZ? They warned him if he accepted, take oath and accept getting into office, that it would further open up the floodgates that they could even investigate him further. I guess he said he was going to take that chance. Now he irritated because they in his ass.
Yeah.
He in his ass.
Pause.
And ex-boyfriends is coming forth. Ex-boyfriends is coming forth talking about him. And what killed me was he subliminally would talk about black folks because he not for reparations and said we just always begging. And this fool living in his sister's basement.
Right, and selling pussy overseas. Why is that escaping people?
And then this motherfucker. And about a week ago, they put online pictures of him in drag.
I didn't see that one. Damn.
Yeah, that's out there.
That's what I'm talking about. He was overseas selling pussy.
Ooh, what a mess.
Yeah, now New York is saying they want him to step down. He ain't gonna step down.
They're gonna have to drag his ass down.
He ain't stepping down.
And don't let him get his hand on some money. You know, he gonna take it.
Shit, all Herschel did was run around with a bunch of old dog-faced white women, knock him up and give him some abortions. He wasn't in Brazil selling his bunghole. He wasn't doing that.
At least not yet.
You never know. It's an open door.
At least not yet.
Herschel had the nerve to say it's nothing wrong with lying. Yeah, because
them it's something wrong with lying on your stomach, selling pussy. Look, I was like, hold up, man. Are you telling me they got a motherfucking trans prostitute as a congressman in New York who's a serial liar? Man, I'm like, this country is the worst.
I know. In a butt of jokes. I think the Republican Party thought that they could control the narrative and handle the situation. And it show you how sloppy they were. They didn't even look into it deep enough. And then what they worried about is the backlash from the gay community. You know, like I said, everything needs to be exposed. The gay community too.
Right. This is crazy. This man was an overseas joy boy, a fella in a favela, and he run around here selling pussy. And then he comes back with the pussy money, cons people out of all of their money, lie about everywhere he'd ever. This month, we don't even know if he ever been to school, to be honest.
What?
They don't know if he ever even been to a college. They just know he ain't graduate from none of the shit
Who the hell did he hook up with to even get in that arena?
Right. And where did they get his off Indeed? Where did they get this from?
He got something on somebody.
You can't for real. Maybe when he was selling pussy, one of them New York congressmen, maybe Cuomo was down Brazil and he bought George Santos.
But you know what I hate about this, LVZ? It completely has taken, to me personally, the spotlight off of Booty Judge, because he can't do his job at all. I said, damn, y'all can't be dual and expose Booty Judge too as well. I've been reading articles about him.
Look, Racist Pete is doing his LGBT thing. Maybe he even paid for George Santos back in the day. We don't know. What we do know, we have a prostitute, an actual prostitute, a known prostitute working in Congress. You can't write this shit, man.
And the question I want to ask you, is his parents dead or alive? What's going on with that?
Do he even have parents?
The boy with his boyfriend, because he was living with an Afro Latino gay guy.
Oh Lord.
And he said his mother died twice, according to him, on 2 different dates.
Damn.
This don't make no sense.
Damn.
This motherfucker, and then they don't even know if his name George Santos. Remember? Because they don't know if his last name is his last name or if his mother is his mother.
You would think his siblings would come out on that.
I think they'd be too embarrassed.
And we don't be talking about my mama then died twice and all that shit. Well, I guess that's black folks to do that. We wouldn't go for that when our siblings pull that junk.
This why I hung around all white people. Hey man, I'm sorry, man. I've been taking shrooms, man. Look, you know when you ran them high motherfuckers, they off that hawk. They don't know what's going on. Look, he tell you, hey man, my mom died yesterday. Hey man, I'm sorry. You can stay at my house. I'm so bummed. 2 weeks later, hey man, you think your mom can make me some of those biscuits? He forgot his mother died already.
Damn, they both jaded.
Off that shit. Yeah. I'm trying to tell y'all, that's what happened. So he can say his mother died 7 different times. When you got white friends, they don't remember. They high off them pills.
Well, China's spy balloon got shot down on Saturday.
They threw a dart at the motherfucker.
And now they told Joe Biden they gonna retaliate. So we'll see what happens. Just know one thing: we don't start wars.
Right.
But you can fight all you want with Joe Biden. We don't care.
Wow.
What is he gonna shoot down? The nigga kite? You had a balloon. Y'all had a motherfucking cheesy ass balloon spying on niggas. They had a balloon with a camera tied to it. An old birthday balloon. We would blow it from China. Turns out Herschel sitting at home. I told you the good air from China comes over and it blows balloons. See, so Herschel said I was right. I told you the good air come from China over here. So that balloon came over. And they said it was a low-tech, low-level balloon. And I was like, what the fuck do that mean? Like, and all I could think was, and I was giggling my ass off. I said, all I could think of is a dollar store balloon, one of the birthday balloons. It just, they tied, China tied one of them motherfucking rear view cameras that you put on your car, tie one of them little joints to it. We're going to spy on the Americans. We're going to see what they do. And they let go.
Well, China claims that it was a meteorology balloon that got loose and floated over here because they said they use those all the time in their country. and that one just happened to get loose and float over here. That's what they claim.
And he just happened to get his ass shot down. That's what we claim.
Right, exactly.
Keep your balloons
But
to
they said
yourself.
they're upset at America for shooting down their airship.
Damn.
That's why I said they're gonna shoot down Joe Biden's kite. Joe Biden gonna fly a kite. They're gonna shoot that motherfucker down. He mad as shit. Ain't this a bitch? Don't fly that kite over here no more.
Yeah, you know, Joe Biden and his brother and son is in cahoots with a lot of those officials over there in China. Ugh, that is not a good position to be in.
Y'all hear this, y'all? China mad. Guess what that means? All y'all motherfucking jerseys and t-shirts and hats is gonna go up. We are not going to make them anymore. We will not make the t-shirt. We will make them too small. They're gonna cut all the t-shirts too small. We will have our revenge. Our people will have our revenge.
Either that or they
We
gonna
will make all of their finish too small.
Shit, that shit is
Either
already
that or
like
they
that,
gonna-
LBZ. You
Either
get a
that or they gonna make the t-shirts with some cheap, smelly material.
yeah. But I was thinking, like, if you buy a 3X, you're getting an extra small. The way they measurements is way off.
That's how they gonna get us now. They say, we will get you. We will make your underwear uncomfortable.
Super tight.
You will never mess with China again. You cannot fight with crushed balls.
We will make like we will make saggy bra for your women.
First time you watch
We
that
will
shit,
make saggy bra for women, and we will crush the balls of your men.
first time
you will feel it off of China.
anything you buy from China, the first time you wash it and put it in the dryer, it got lint balls on it. Shit look old.
No bullshit. That shit gonna look like that as soon as you get it, man. Damn, this is a bitch. We will make your Nikes 2 sizes too small. We will cut your Adidas with anger.
What names do they use on that? Because you was talking about that LVZ on your channel one time. You had me in tears. You be thinking you getting some Jordans, and they'll give it a whole different name, and then the logo be jacked up.
And shit. Motherfucker Jordan be leaning over. Look like he's flying like the greatest American hero with a globe in his hand. You're like, that's a big ass basketball. That ain't no Jordans. We will sell you all fake Jordan. That's what we will do. We will put extra MSG in your soy sauce.
That's fucked up. And what get me is we always hollering and screaming that they look out for their own. They'll sell that shit to their own. They don't think nothing of that stuff. They'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and you think you eating some egg foo young, they gonna give you egg foo roach.
Right.
You know what, Lisa? One of my subscribers sent me a video, and this woman in China would walk down the street, and the vats of grease, they can put them in a particular chamber, and then the city's supposed to suck it out. She had made this makeshift basket, and whatever residue particle, whatever come up out of that basket, that woman would dip in there a couple of times, put it in her container, take it back to her restaurant, and warm that shit up and sell it. I was like, damn.
They over there right now. They over there right now doing that part from Austin Powers. Fook you, America. Fook you.
Oh, somebody did see that. That I couldn't watch the rest of that video. I was like, damn, homegirl is a old woman gangster.
I'm trying to tell you,
selling you. It made me think back when and you don't hardly ever see black folks do this anymore. I'm so happy. When we was coming up as kids, it would be that can of Crisco on the back of the stove, and mama just keep using it over and over and over, and all the particles on the bottom. That's what they be selling. to their own. Make some rice and put it over the rice, and you buy.
And the rice is plastic.
Oh Lord, yes.
Ricky DD, thank you for the super chat. Eggs are $1,000 now.
That's
Yeah,
the
if it
truth.
comes out of China, it's probably gonna cost us $1,000 for
And they
for
There
claim
would
us
be
to
2
egg.
million yen.
they claim we got an egg shortage. I go to one store, they ain't talking about an egg shortage. Go to the next store, they talking about an egg shortage. They be just dicking folks around.
Yeah, but those eggs cost a lot more money than they did a
do.
year
Yes,
ago.
they do. Jesus. I
Well,
was like, what the fuck
some
is
of
this?
my
The golden
subscribers,
goose?
some of my subscribers told me it's like up to $8 where they are.
For eggs?
It is. Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Look,
Butter is
I
hot.
walked through. They was talking about that at work one time, and I realized I don't eat a lot of eggs. So I'm walking through the grocery store, and I said, well, let me look.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at the price, I said, what the fuck is this? Is niggas buying packs of cigarettes? Are these golden goose eggs?
Lord.
These eggs are high as hell.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. But I even noticed when I went to the store, because I'm like you, LVZ, it's certain things that I don't eat, but it make you curious to look. Butter is high. And I tell you something, it's a conspiracy going on. I'm not saying all of it, but if anybody go to like 7-Eleven, don't buy no ice for 7-Eleven. They done manipulated that ice where the bag feel light, real light. They know how to reduce down the damn ice.
Oh, well, they been said they was doing that. They was doing that since COVID, and since it's been working, they never went back.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that one. I knew I wasn't no damn fool. I kept saying to
You
my
not.
friend, something wrong, because I like ice, and I'm like, the ice is disappearing, and I'm the only one in the house that goes into the ice, and 2 days later the ice is gone. I ain't using ice to that level.
These white folks is devious. They fucking up him. Kyrie going to Dallas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, ain't this a bitch? They sent him to play over there with that damn racist ass Mark Cuban and the great white hype Luka Doncic. And my only problem with this, as a basketball fan, is that I don't think it's enough basketballs for Kyrie to do what he does, and this white guy they got who keeps the ball in his hand more than any other player in NBA history other than James Harden.
How long he been in the league?
3 years. 4 years now. 4 years. I think this Luka 4th year.
Are you trying to make a name for
and
yourself?
the team owner done already come out and said, Mark Cuban done already come out and said, this is still Luka's team.
Well, that can change quickly.
No, it can't.
Well, you know why I say, well, personally, I have a reason why I'm saying that, because I study this stuff too. If somebody is performing at a high level and they're winning, I didn't see them flip on players.
Yeah, but I done seen Mark Cuban in action. This boy is the Kyrie. We talk about Kyrie on his 11th year.
Okay.
With his injury history and this other stuff. And then this white boy is a guy he straight put all his money on. Look, they already foolishly comparing him to LeBron James, and that's a horrible comparison because he'll never do. He didn't even say, I won't even play as long, so I won't break none of his records. But regardless, you know, this white boy has been hyped since he's come from Europe. Oh, how great he was when he was 13. He was beating grown men up in Europe and all of this old bullshit. This is real talk, Auntie.
I know what they suffer from. They suffer from, and this been going on forever and a day. Like even back in Jack Johnson's day, they look for that great white hope because they feel very inadequate, you know. So and then then they fall right into the pit when that one can't deliver, and then they compare. Then they comparing the this dude to people who are aging out of the industry.
Exactly.
So that ain't gonna work with me.
Yeah. So, and that's the funny thing. Look, they comparing them to LeBron, who in his 20th year, who Luka averaging 39-8, but LeBron averaging 38-7, and he's 38 years old. So, I mean, nobody has ever did that but him. So, come on, man. It's just crazy. It's one of these things. Of course, I wanted all to work out for Kyrie. I'm glad he wanted out. Everybody like, why he wanted out? I said, I think it was the owner, and I think that what happened earlier about the people who will remain nameless. I think what happened earlier kind of soured Kyrie. And then the fact that they wouldn't give him a guaranteed contract, he was like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad for him. Hopefully it's a good move on his part. You know,
Right.
I don't blame him for wanting to get away from the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't either. I want him to have a good year. I want him to lose in the playoffs and him be like, nah, this ain't my deal, and go where he wants to go. Because I'm not one of them people who like players to be traded to teams that, they really didn't get to pick where they want to go. You know what I'm saying? I never, even though he asked for a trade, that's not really where he wanted to go. Everybody knows where he really wanted to go. And because of that, I hope he plays the year out and then leave and go where he want to go and get his money.
Yeah. Yep. I got a video coming out about that. So everybody stay tuned for my video. But we are also going to talk about reparations.
I got
motherfucking check.
I got a lot to say about this one. We're dealing with this right now here in the Bay Area. And I have studied it, but I'll wait till you do your presentation, Lisa.
Well, now y'all know, there's a lot of states cropping up with their own reparation task force. They're getting ready to start even in my state. They tried to take up the measure back in 2021, and it just didn't go down. But now Phil Murphy, the governor, signed an executive order. So they're moving forward with a task force. In my state, they're in the process of doing that now. But it's a lot of locations that are cropping up with their own reparations task force. But you know what? You notice it's not a lot of southern states. I don't see Georgia doing it, Florida. I don't see Louisiana. A lot of the, states that played a major role in slavery, they're not coming up with nothing. It's like they're like, the hell with that. Want our legacy to stay intact. we want to be known for being racist and having slaves. That we're good.
You're damn right. I don't want to give the damn right. We own niggers and we never gave them nothing. And the only reason we're great is because we worked them to death for free. You goddamn right. And I'm not going to pay them nothing, and I'm proud of it. Even if I'm living in a trailer park with one tooth, smelling like a dog and scold tobacco. You will cut the motherfucking check. And for people, 14 trillion ain't enough with nigga. It's a start. Stop the whining. Start somewhere. We ain't got to stop all. Look, start somewhere. I want some money, nigga. And I don't want it one time. Slavery wasn't one time. Oh, we're tired of it this year. No, nigga.
Slavery still
going on. You owe us Yes, it kept going.
Mm-hmm.
It kept going. Jim Crow kept going, and goddamn it, this check need to keep going.
There you
Mhm,
go. There
mhm,
you go. Well, what I wanted to add to it, because there's a lot of controversy going on up here in San Francisco specifically, which is touches home to me and my husband because we were both raised in San Francisco. And when I read the details, to hell with the surface stuff. It's extremely important that you read details. Don't go by hearsay. First and foremost, I'm gonna set up some things because Lisa brought up something that you seeing is cropping up in a lot of different areas, but then certain areas you don't see. Now, there's black folks have been ran up out of San Francisco. When I was raised in San Francisco from the late 60s, and I didn't leave San Francisco to the 90s, droves of folks have left San Francisco. Believe it or not, San Francisco one time was a, a, a city for families, which is not anymore. They have shut down schools in San Francisco. And so anytime you shut schools down, that take federal dollars away. And when you got families that are growing and thriving, that's where those dollars are going to go.
mhm,
So the population of black folks in San Francisco are at an all-time low. Keep that on your frontal lobe. Okay. Then the criteria that are set up for black people to possibly get reparations, you have to have been born in San Francisco and also have lived in San Francisco a total of 2 years. Other criteria, you have had to attend the schools in San Francisco, or also someone in your family could have been possibly incarcerated on the war of drugs. Also, folks that have tried to attempt to get home loans in San Francisco and were rejected. The criterias that are set up, and you got black folks are on these boards that I don't know anyone that I have two children that were born in San Francisco. They didn't stay in San Francisco till they were up to 10 years old. Two of them didn't go to the San Francisco school district, so that opts them out. I don't have any family members that stayed in jail on a great deal of time because of the war on drugs. And I don't personally know, but we would have to, and we private folks. I don't personally know any family members that went and got loans to try to get property in San Francisco, which the property is extremely expensive. So I can't see any family members doing that. So if anybody do meet those criterias, it would be at a very, very low percent. So you got to read these details. That's all I got to say about it.
yeah, you know,
So they make it impossible, and then you got your own folks sitting there. But this is the part that gets me, because we've been seeing these coons coming up to San Francisco speaking it against it and all this stuff, and we don't have the money. Well, this country has the money. We see where the money is going. To a useless war. That is not our problem. See, then if it looked like we possibly would get something, then they want us to feel some kind of way because they don't have the money. That ain't our
or
problem.
or
That ain't
they'll
our
have
problem.
Nah,
like
it's
what,
not just the war.
or they'll do what they do in Evanston, talking about you gotta qualify. It when it comes down to our reparations, we should not have to qualify.
Yeah, you
I
got
Okay,
mean,
to.
you got to qualify to be a foundational Black American.
right. But
Other
all
than
that
that,
other red
that's
tape,
it.
no,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they got all
Oh,
that
you
red
had to
tape.
live in Illinois? No, motherfucker, I lived in America. That's enough. Give it
Yeah,
here.
yeah. They're
Give my
talking about
money.
that when I pulled that stuff up and really read this, I said, ain't nobody gonna qualify for this shit. And if they do, it would be well under 1,000 people, if that. You know, it ain't no hardly no black folks in San Francisco, so that's
You
not going.
done
It's not going.
gentrified most of the motherfuckers. Well,
Mm-hmm.
nigger, nigger move. Up, nigga, you could have got reparations, but you moved. Hold
And,
up, you made the
and,
rent too high.
and then what they quickly do, like they did the farmers, going back to reading again. What Biden and them did was when they allocated that money for the farmers, and they should have released it immediately, they kept it in limbo enough so they could put an injunction where now they keep it in litigation. And if it looked like we would possibly get anything, that's exactly what they gonna do. We already know what the enemy gonna do. Whereas other races of folks got reparations, nothing was put in place. Look at what Obama did before he left office, and he made sure them Asians got reparations again. Then you got the descendants of Jews coming after all these transport companies and other companies that transported people, used trains and stuff. So the descendants of so-called Jews are getting this stuff, and nobody put no roadblocks in it. I keep telling folks, y'all got to read this shit. Don't go by hearsay and stuff. But we already know what they're gonna do if it looked like we possibly get something. And then this is what they do know. Not the enemy that down here that don't read and really pay attention to stuff. If this country would allow us to get our reparations just throughout the United States, do you know how it would stimulate this economy? It would be popping. They rather starve.
But the
They rather
problem is
starve.
we be
Yeah, they rather
problem is
starve
we
than for
have
us to receive anything.
Yeah, because they just some hateful, bad fuck you pieces of shit cut the check. Look, it ain't just Ukraine, y'all. Don't just say it's Ukraine. Cause it's motherfucking amigos coming in here. They get money too. You want some money? We'll give you some money. We'll cut a check to you. We'll do what you need. What you need, we the US, we'll cut you a check, baby. See, cut mine.
But and then what they like to add into it is, well, we're gonna put it in education, and we're gonna put it in this and that. So you want to dictate what you want to do with our money. You don't do nobody else like that. Like we some little kids, and you want to put it in this and that. See, when they start talking about what they gonna put it in, which is ours, they talking about what they gonna take out of it to put back in their pocket, because they have to be compensated because they gotta direct us and getting an education, and they gotta make sure we get adequate medical, and then they gonna hire themselves and all of that. And then it's like when they be doing these donations like Salvation Army and Red Cross and stuff, and you see the actual pie and what the folks actually get, it's less than 3% administrative costs. And then they didn't got so bold with it. They be talking about, oh, don't send no clothes, don't send no food, send us cash. But when you in a starvation mode, you take what people give you. But you standing there butt ass naked and say, oh no, I don't want them clothes. Just give me some money. Your baby's in there hollering.
That's what they get now.
Yeah,
you gotta understand. When they get here, they not only they get money, they get a food stamp card, they get a place to live. Look what they doing in Chicago. They shut a whole school that they shut down in a black area. Now we're gonna make it where you can live at. Now they ain't never think of that for all them homeless black people in Chicago. Nah, nigga, you gotta stay on the street. We gonna make this school that we kick your kids out of, probably kick you out of. Now we're gonna let these people, because they can't eat in their country. And to the people in the chat room, I understand that a lot of us are religious, and I love y'all for that. But understand, we talking business. Lord knows we deserve reparations. It ain't no, oh, the Lord don't want us. The reparations is in the most high. Nick, look here. We talking business right now. Keep our religion out of the business room. This has nothing to do with our religion. We understand. If you want to get how come none of you niggas, when we talk about reparations, when you get religious, how come none of you religious niggas never think about you're supposed to pay somebody sevenfold when you steal from them? Well, God damn it, they stole from our ancestors.
And they keep stealing.
And damn it, I deserve sevenfold. So ain't no goddamn some reparations when I die. No, 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 no. See, that's that white Jesus. That's that white God. The white God tell you you get the pie and pie when you die. Well, the black Jesus say you want something sound on the ground while we still around.
Well, I want my reparations. I want mine. It's long overdue.
Yeah. And I
Nobody had to wait this amount of time for reparations. We're the only group that's been waiting for centuries and still don't have it. These other groups that got it, they didn't wait like that.
Mm-mm.
And they
Nope.
ain't sit around talking. You ain't see none of them gefilte fish eaters say, "Oh no, we don't want your shekels. God would be mad at us." Nah, them Jews say, "Give us money. It doesn't matter if the Holocaust
Oh,
didn't
shoot,
even
their
happen in America,
offspring,
Meshuggah."
their offspring that's getting that money wasn't even alive then, but they're getting that money today. But they got the
But
nerve
we
to
don't.
look at us and tell you, well, you weren't a slave. Well, some of them people weren't in concentration camps.
There's
Right.
a sentence of,
Indians that you gave reparations to, they didn't get sent to no mass grave, but they are the offspring and they still get reparations. But they trying to tell us it's something wrong for us to get it as offspring, but it's not wrong for anybody else that's an offspring to get it.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
quit being, and to you black men that's doing that, if it's black men that's doing that, let me tell you something. Quit being a fucking coward and trying to hide behind your damn religion, using your religion to shield your cowardice because you scared to ask for what's owed to you. You scared to demand what's owed to you. Quit using your religion as an excuse because no other people do weak shit like that. So cut it out.
And
I hate saying that.
I like talking about reparations because it pissed them off. And you know me.
Right.
You know
I
me.
hate saying that. Look, how you gonna sit up here? You gonna start reading up scriptures. This woman sit up here do Bible studies every Saturday on the Sabbath. Brother L be out here spitting knowledge, dropping jewels. Yet and still, you gonna talk about how you gonna spit Bible verses. You know them better than True Roy and Lisa and them. But they sitting up here talking about reparations, but they wrong. Man, fuck out of here. You just scared. And that don't make no damn sense. We ain't got no room for no grown men to be acting like that. You supposed to be a damn leader, lead, goddamn it. Stop being scared.
They didn't did everything.
Man, pay me what you owe me.
Yeah, they didn't.
With my Bible in one hand and my gun in my other one, cut my goddamn check.
Well, you know what it is? They have systematically in this country shamed black folks for going for the money. I remember there was a case where this black guy, older black guy, they locked him up in a broom closet at the police station for a couple of days. He couldn't use the bathroom or anything, and they've been playing around and awarding this money to him. And when they interviewed him, he said, well, it's not about the money. He was all shame and stuff. It is about the money. What the hell are you talking about?
It was about the money when they kidnapped your motherfucking ancestors, brought them over this motherfucker, made them work.
It was about the money when our forefathers made this country the wealthiest on the earth. It was about the money then.
Yeah, but then
it was about the money when they ain't want to let niggas go and wanted them to pick cotton through their grandkids, their great grandkids, their great grandkids, their great when they wanted all of them to do something
so
for
the
free.
Question I ask is when you when it looked like this stuff is about to be awarded to you, you sitting up here shame and stuff. I didn't even hear some black folks say, well, if we do get reparations, I don't want it. Well, I want the money. I want your check and anybody else's check that don't want it. because I need some extra money. That's some stuff I need to do with it and stuff. You're not gonna shame me. I'm telling you, they indoctrinate us like this. They'll sue their own mama and think nothing of it. You see a lot of these so-called celebrity children, when their parents drop dead, they write a book on them and get some money. They run through their folks' money. It's just been recently with that Priscilla Presley died. She was in debt. She ran through her daddy's money. She partied
Money.
and drugged off her daddy's money. You know? So it's some things that need to be undue to our thinking because we too worried about how people look at us.
Right. Well, man, come on, stop. Don't y'all subliminal. Y'all don't see how y'all being like white people when during slavery, how they used the Bible to enslave black people. Now you doing it to enslave yourself. The Lord don't want me to have no money. What? Huh? The Lord want me to struggle. Huh?
We've been struggling.
No. Think about that. What? Are you insane? What is God, a sadomasochist? He don't want to see his people rise? No. I think he rejoiced in seeing us looking good, feeling good, eating good, living good.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, he want us all. No.
Mm-hmm.
You use all that stupid shit to psych yourself out of not having no money. A rich man can't get into heaven, nigga. But guess what? A broke man can't get no bread at the grocery store. Cut the check.
And plus, we live in capitalism. If they set up a capitalistic society, and you need money to make it in it, now I want mine.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I want mine, plain and simple. They didn't create no world that I can live for free in. At least in America, you can't live for free nowhere in America. Give me my money. My people died out on them plantations. They lived their whole existence out there. I want what's mine.
Mm-hmm. And even if your ass is homeless, you paying for something.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there, but my forefathers sure were. And you didn't pay them. And now I'm here and they're gone. You gonna pay me.
You still owe that. That debt didn't go away. That debt don't go away. You still owe that. That money ain't go away. That's why this a thriving industry.
Yes, it is. But then
that's
you
why
see
people sitting in the well,
I was saying, then you see what's blatantly going on. Biden forking over billions of dollars. Billions.
And want you to see him do it too. He ain't trying to hide this. They put an announcement out in the news all the time. Oh, U.S. Congress and Biden approving another $36 billion for Ukraine. They want you to see.
But nah, sis. That's true. I'm not. But we overlook a lot of other shit. Watch this. He sent 100 Hispanics to Chicago. That money not coming from Biden. The millions that Chicago gonna spend coming from Chicago. But get this. Hey, Texas. He don't even want to hear y'all talk about reparations. But he probably just spent about, I say, 10 million sending 100 Spanish people to Chicago. That could go to you. He done probably spent hundreds of millions busing illegals all across the countries that have better lives. And it's all coming off of black people's tax dollars in Texas. And people will say, well, we don't got no state tax. You got sales tax and other tax. And the other stuff that makes up for it is your federal tax. That's when that gets higher because Texas has to borrow more money because they spending more money that they could be giving to black people in Texas that were part of foundational Black American. So we giving away money all the time. It ain't just Ukraine. It ain't just. I mean, that's a lot of money. But shit, our states giving away a lot of money is my point. We can get like California, all the money they spending to bring in illegals, that could be paying the reparations already.
Mm-hmm. But you know,
Right.
I think Lisa was the one that told me this. LVZ, one of them African nations, I think they sent the money back to America because it was like, y'all need to help y'all folks over there.
See?
You know, other countries knows what's going on and what they're blatantly doing.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is outside the U.S. and they looking at, nah, dude, you need it worse than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a bum give you $5 back and tell you need it worse than I do.
Yeah,
That's some real shit.
That's deep. That's deep. You know, and you hear a few, not a lot, but you do hear a few white folks is questioning what Biden is and them are doing by sending over billions of dollars like that, and said, when y'all keep hollering at you can't help the very folks that built this country off of their backs.
We gotta stop saying that too. Not that that's not true. Mm-hmm. I got to think about it today at work. I said we gotta make it more personal for these motherfuckers to understand. When they don't understand, we built this country. We gotta start getting back to what we said when Obama was there. We gotta say it for every peck of wood that's in there. Motherfucker, give me my reparations. Why? Because where you sleep at, we built it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the check where you literally lay in your head. That white ass house. Mm-hmm. We built that. Cut that check, champ. Cut that motherfucking check. You sleeping in the house that slaves built, Massa Biden. Cut the check.
Mm-hmm.
What make you any different than any other slave master? You refuse to pay the people who did the work. And you sleeping in the big white house. What make them any different?
Right, sending all the money to a country that don't pay no taxes here. You know?
Cut the damn check, man. We gotta start hitting these motherfuckers personal. Oh, you don't understand? We built the country. Because when we say that, they start bringing up little goofy shit. Hey, you didn't build this right here. That was built by... Nah, motherfucker. We just built shit that matter, like the White House, the Capitol.
No. LBC, let's take it a little step further.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that we have invented, y'all would still have sewage in the streets of America.
Exactly.
These people were
that's why. See, exactly.
Stuff that would.
That's why we gotta hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, you know that you get to flush the toilet because of us.
Yes. You want that human?
Y'all didn't have running plumbing back. Y'all didn't have running plumbing back where the fuck you were in Europe. We had that, and where you stole us from, and we built it here too.
Mm-hmm. That palace over in France, Versailles, I think it has over 1,500 apartments in it. They said that when I did my research on that place, it smelled like pure shit. It's a beautiful palace from the distance. They didn't even have the fortitude to put plumbing in there, so they would piss and shit in any corner they thought of. That's why you ever heard of a chamber pot? They would just flick that out the window. That's why the men would wear them top hats and them overcoats and stuff. And then women would go to church with them chamber pots and piss right there at the church pew and stuff. I mean, they said Europe stunk so bad, even in the countryside, when the wind would blow, it would make people gag. And I've even had folks told me they went over there in the early 70s and the plumbing wasn't even adequate. And then when they had the bubonic plague, they never cleaned that up. They just threw some dirt over it. You know, we had to come in and show y'all how to wash your ass, bury your folks properly, and all of that. So if we didn't invent anything, folks would still just be dropping dead.
If
Because
we
they
didn't invent anything, they wouldn't be here. We
sure.
saved them on 9 different occasions. Seriously. Do you think about it? That's why I'm mad when you think about the black farmers, when Lisa was saying they fed them people. And I was like, what the fuck is these black people thinking? Every time you feed starving white people, it come back to bite you.
Let's go back to Haiti. You whoop their ass, the ones that live, you help repair their ships, put food on the ships, clean water on the ships, and they come back. You were supposed to take all of them out.
That's how you ended up on a debt that you ain't pay off till like 5 years ago. How you paying motherfuckers for you, man? Motherfuckers had you in slavery. You paid them reparations. What?
What did them French say? What did them Africans say to them French? Don't come back over here for no more damn money. You just keep coming over here for money for what? What are you offering? What kind of resource do you have to offer? But you just keep coming over here for some fucking money. You should have seen that prime minister. He was standing there like, oh shit, I done stepped into something. Yeah, we tired of you coming over here with your hand hung out. None of like offering you some protection. Them black men know how to protect themselves.
Nah, that's that mafia shit, ain't it, Lisa? We come here to offer you protection. Protection from who? From us.
Been paying for centuries. For what? When folks started looking deep in their archives, they said we've been paid them triple, double. What we paying them for? And then over in South Africa, they want you to buy your land that you was born on. And then you got some of them over there. What get me is you got Asian jails, a street with Asian names going along with that. Boy, it's some messed up folks out here. You need to read and learn your history. How folks, because when the sabotage go down, it's what our folks is doing that are in certain positions. These cock blockers.
So and they normally I was about to say a lot of them working for YouTube and Google too. Them cock blockers you talk about. They work for YouTube and Google, shadow banning our channel.
Yeah, you got that right.
Shadow ban. Right.
Yeah.
I looked this shit the other day, Lisa. I couldn't find my own live.
Damn.
That's no bull.
I believe
shadow ban the shadow banner, huh?
Right.
That's a killer. All right, my goodness.
I've had people tell me numerous times they couldn't find something that they know I did, like a particular video, and then they go out there and look for it and they can't find it.
Ain't that something?
No, it just goes to show you that they're afraid. You know, we all got a potential to grow our channels, but they're afraid of what might happen if your channel gets real big. It's a fear. It's a fear they have.
They scared y'all. They noticed something. Without their help, y'all actually listen. And then they forced to see what all of the fuss is about. Then when they listen, they get scared. Because they see that the people ain't turned off. And what they know is what we all know. The people ain't scared of the truth, no matter what it is. People ain't scared of the truth. As long as you consistently giving people the truth, they're going to find a way to gravitate to you.
Yeah, they respect it. You know, I was listening to y'all earlier when I was trying to get on, and how they going berserk down there in Florida trying to keep away, you know, the true history and stuff. And all they doing is, this is the part that they not getting. When you are are denying people access to stuff, it makes them curious about, well, what's there you don't want me to know? And even your own gonna look into it. You're wasting a lot of energy. They're not gonna. I mean, you. What you think you're gonna stop? You can't stop this.
Right. And then white people, why y'all priorities so messed up, man? I mean, really, y'all sit here focused on your kids learn about us. You should be focused on them little motherfuckers not killing y'all.
Mm-hmm. It's right up in your house.
That's
They done took the books out of the school. Right. Lisa, they talk about taking books out of school. No, nigga, put metal detectors in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck books.
They talked about that before. They said the mass shootings go on at white schools, but the metal detectors are all at the black school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talked about that years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And they still keep eating their own. This was foretold that they would eat
the
their
ones that
own.
want to turn out them little monsters, so now you deal with them.
Yeah. They eating their own. And then what gets me is they scared to go in Timmy's room. My son, 25 years old, I still go in his room. I ain't scared to go in my child's room.
Mm-hmm.
So he in your house.
That's right. I'm going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I just want to give him his space. Well, he need to move if he needs some space. I give him some space. Move the fuck out.
And I don't care if
you can have all the space you need.
And I don't care if they're paying bills under my roof. You still under my roof.
Right.
Now, as they get older, there's a different way that you may conduct and treat your child. You know, you don't treat them like they, browbeat them and stuff. But nah, they be knowing these kids be doing fucked up stuff in the house. They scared of them. That's like that dude when that I forget what town that was in, when that white boy took that car and ran them people over and killed that white girl. When they went to that woman's door, you could see fear in her eyes. See, that boy been bouncing her off the walls for years. That's the little kid to be screaming and hollering in the store and his big ass be in a basket, Timmy, and she trying to give him a cupcake or something to keep his ass quiet.
I hate you, Mom. You're ruining my life. You evil whore. Just like that.
And that shit carry over. You and they grown up in the house, bouncing your ass off the walls.
They the first ones talking about abusive, toxic black men, and then their kids shoot up a school.
Shit, my cousin.
Well, they never had room to talk.
My cousin was acting crazy. Grown cousin was acting crazy up in his mama house. She went and got her pistol. He hurried up and put that car in reverse and came back since. I ain't playing.
That's right.
She said, I'll shoot everybody up in this motherfucker. You ain't gonna punk me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It happened different. Like it's normally the parent that'll shoot all the kids. It's not this.
Oh shit.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and conclude because we've been on since 7:30.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody in the chat for being here. We definitely talked on some very good topics.
Yes.
And we'll do this again. I might do it again, towards the end of the month.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen by then.
Lord. I know, right? There's so many things going on.
I just want to announce that retrograde is ending this week, folks. Around about the 8th. It's been intense.
So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, LVZ. Thank you, True Royal. Thank you, KD. I'm sorry you couldn't stay on the whole time. And everybody, please enjoy the rest of your night. And stay tuned for my videos that are coming out tomorrow.
Definitely.
All
Shalom, sis. Shalom. Auntie, love y'all.
Love you more.
Peace.